Wir spielen mal weiter Quantum Suicide. Das möchte ich jetzt gern langsam mal beenden. Wo waren wir denn das letzte Mal? Okay, das ist amerikanisch, also 11.10. Okay. Das ist jetzt 1,5 Monate, ist glaube ich die letzte Aufnahme alt. Ich habe jetzt ein neues Mikrofon. Das Spiel wurde ein bisschen weiter gepatcht. Also hoffentlich läuft alles gut. Wir sind aktuell eher im linken Bereich. Und ja, mal gucken, ob wir dann langsam mal einige der Enden erreichen können. I tossed restlessly all through the night. Beatrix died 1,000 times in 1,000 different ways every time I closed my eyes. Ah, shit. I rolled over, trying to get more comfortable, when I met some sudden resistance.
Hey!
Oh, what the? I opened my eyes to find Shizuka in my bed. Oh. What was so more confronting is that she didn't even seem to see it as problematic.
Just try not to hit me again, okay? Good night.
Ich hab's schon ein bisschen vermisst. Shizuka rolled over and went back to sleep almost instantly. She slept with her mouth slightly open and she made a gentle snoring sound. Oh, bitte, bitte, bitte zeig das dann noch im Stride. Oh, Shizuka, you made a terrible mistake. I quietly slipped out of my bed and grabbed the pen from my desk. Time to let your inner artist shine, Kaname Date. I worked my magic, channeling my inner artist. Wow, Shizuka, you could slap through the apocalypse. I chatted to the comatose Shizuka as I continued. Seriously, Leo, I'm super jealous. Here I'm having trouble sleeping every night and you're out cold. I finished without the twitch from Shizuka. Job well done. Guess I just go back to sleep too and wait for the fireworks to start. It took me a minute for me to fall asleep again. I found fine art very relaxing. I felt a hand gently rocking me awake.
Hey! I'm hungry. Let's go get some food.
Wow. Wir als Nerd haben einfach Matheformeln auf ihr Gesicht geschrieben. Could barely contain my laughter upon seeing her face earnestly staring down at me. Das wird nicht gut enden. Sure. I could go for some food. Do you wanna go wash your face before we head to the dining hall? Come on, I've given you one chance to save yourself. Take it. Schätzi screwed her face up at me.
What's wrong with you? Why are you so motherly all the time? Who cares about washing our faces? Let's get something to eat.
Just looking out for you. It took all of my composure to suppress the grin that was bubbling up. I hurriedly made the bed, not wanting to miss any of the action, and followed Shizuka into the hallway.
I hope Katashi is making something delicious for breakfast. I really need the energy after yesterday.
What are you hoping for?
I'd really like some bacon.
Huh. I thought you would be more of a pancake girl. Oh.
Pancakes are just the flavorless topping carriers.
Ich hatte nicht unrecht. I've never really thought about it. Now that I have it, I guess I don't really like pancakes. I like what accompanies them.
Right! Pancakes are just an excuse to have ice cream for breakfast.
Pilot fakes. We both giggled as we arrived at the dining hall. Both Katashi and the captain were present. Falls ihr euch wundert, warum sie beschrieben ist, sie hat bei uns geschlafen. Und wir haben sie einfach angemalt.
Good morning. She...
Oh. Uh-oh. Wie ist eigentlich die Lautstärke von Mikro? Ist die in Ordnung? Weil die geht ab und zu in den roten Bereich für mich. Vielleicht ein bisschen zu laut? The captain stopped dead in the middle of a sentence. Her brows furrowed, followed immediately by a look of immense sorrow.
If you will excuse me.
Uh-oh. The captain got up from her seat and made her way out of the dining hall. That was not the reaction I was expecting from the captain. I expected a scolding for my immaturity, maybe even a small laugh. Kadashi looked up from his seat and realized what had... Oh, ist das so... Oder sterben wir jetzt? Das wäre auch... Nee, schade, hier können wir nicht sterben.
Ah,
What? What's wrong with the captain? Did I say something?
let me guess, kiddo. You slipped into Newbie's bed last night?
Wow, Katashi. Gleich zum Punkt. Shizuka stood shocked.
How did you know? Is the captain angry I slept in his quarters?
I don't think she's angry about...
Shizuka was quick to get defensive.
I know she's the captain and I know she has a soft spot for him, but I'm an adult and I can do what I like. She's just jealous.
Was ist hier los? Katashi bit his lip awkwardly, waiting for Shizuka to finish her rant.
You know how I always say you're the worst at reading the room, kiddo?
Yeah? What about it?
I don't think the captain's jealous. I think she's upset about that.
Katashi pointed directly to Shizuka's face.
What? What's wrong with my face?
Perhaps it's best if you go to the bathroom and check it out for yourself.
Shizuka dashed out of the dining hall, leaving me alone with Katashi. I didn't know that it would cause such a problem. It was supposed to be a joke. Just a prank, bro. Just a prank. Katashi let out a hearty laugh.
Look, Newbie, you did a great job. A+ on the workmanship. It's every bit hilarious as it was when Yoshiki used to do it.
Oof.
Yeah, tough luck there. Yoshiki used to get in trouble with the captain all the time for drawing on Shizuka's face when she slept.
Oh. Oh, shit. Okay, das ist sehr, sehr unlucky für den Captain. Oh, I didn't know. I'm so sorry.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You would have just struck a little close to home for the captain.
Dann frage ich mich jetzt, wie die anderen Routen verliefen wären. I felt terrible. Katashi saw that and tried to lighten the mood.
Shizuka sleeps like a rock, eh?
Yeah, she certainly does.
One time Yoshiki thought she was dead, then panicked and woke Beatrix up. He was lucky to live through the night.
Tja, jetzt sind die beiden auch tot. Wow, he must have been pretty upset to wake Beatrix up. I've only known her for a few weeks, and I would rather jump out of the airlock than get her out of the wrong side of bed.
You know her well enough, it seems.
Ja, stimmt. Sora ist tot, Yoshiki ist tot auf der Route und Beatrix. Just as Katashi finished his sentence, Shizuka exploded through the dining hall doors, barely stopping for them to slide open. Uh-oh. Game over für uns.
What the hell?
Seems you managed to clean up my handiwork.
Maths? Of all the things you could draw on my face, you drew equations?
I couldn't think of anything else. What would you have preferred?
Anything! No wonder the captain was so upset. That's what Yoshiki used to draw too.
Oh, wir sind in das dickste Fettnäpfchen reingelandet. Really? He drew mathematical equations?
He's a mechanical engineer. He's pretty much just a mathematician who makes robots and stuff.
Shizuka hesitated, realizing what she had just said.
was a mechanical engineer.
Ist Ingame dann eigentlich auch laut genug? We all stood in silence.
Am I interrupting something? I can come back later.
I appeared unwelcome as usual.
No, wait. Why should I come back later? You come back later!
Come back where?
It's too early for your nonsense.
Huh?
I don't know why you're insistent on pushing my buttons this morning, but I suggest you stop.
Okay. I'm sorry. Die.
Apology accepted. Now then, it's good to see you all gathered here. I've just informed the others that it's time for a good old-fashioned team meeting. They should be here any minute now.
Silence crept over the room as we all stood waiting.
So, Shizuka,
Really? I was going to do small talk?
played any interesting games lately?
Shizuka, even gullible, didn't even pause to think about ulterior motives behind Dai's question, and she began to rattle off facts about her latest interest. Her latest interest, yeah.
I have just started playing a game called The Letter.
Boring.
It's a horror game.
I'm interested.
You play.
Just as Shizuka began to explain the intricacies of the game's plot, the rest of the team showed up.
Oh, goody. Everyone's here. Enough about your game, Shizuka. Now for the real game. Welcome to the new round of the deletion game. Vampire Children.
Oh, ein neues Spiel. Haben wir noch nie gehört. Ach ja.
Vampire Children is played over 3 cycles. One person will be chosen at random by me and be made the vampire. I'll tell this person in secret, and the 6 other people are humans. No one will know for sure who is a vampire and who is a human, other than themselves. During each cycle, you have the choice to either mate with another person or not. It's not compulsory, but definitely advisable. However, you can't mate with the same person twice, even during different cycles. Where's the fun in that, right? Every time 2 humans mate, 2 children are born. When 1 human and 1 vampire mate, no children are born, but that human becomes a vampire for life. And for point's sake, only the original vampire will know that they're a vampire. Humans who unknowingly mate with a vampire won't know until the end of the game. After each cycle, I will announce the total count, human babies produced, and new vampires created. After 3 cycles, the human and vampire children counts will be tallied. If there are more vampire children than humans, the human that created the fewest human babies will be executed. If more human babies exist, the starting vampire will be executed. Now, 1 versus 6 can seem lonely, so here's my offer to the soon-to-be vampire. The vampire can choose a Bonnie to their Clyde. This person will knowingly and willingly become a vampire in the first round, and will win and lose alongside the vampire. If the vampire wins, so do they, and so they are spared from death. But if the vampire loses, so does that person, and we have a double execution. Be careful though, your Bonnie and Clyde dreams may be short-lived, and your partner might out you as the vampire. So, tell others at your own risk. I will notify you of your human or vampire status sometime before the game begins on Sunday morning.
Ja, ein bisschen Probleme mit den Soundfiles. This is my favorite game to date.
Any questions? Need me to repeat?
Na, we got it.
Excellent.
Dieses Excellent wäre auch eine gute Soundfile für Twitch. I suddenly stepped out of the room and the broadcast opened overhead, where you could all hear Di using her best customer service voice.
We understand that you have a choice in deletion game carrier and want to thank you all so much for choosing the Die Deletion game service. We murder for your satisfaction, and we look forward to servicing you again this Sunday.
I woke to the sensation of being touched on the face by small, thin fingers. Was this a reoccurring thing now? Was I destined to share my bed forevermore? I let out a heavy sigh as my cheeks continued to receive an unsolicited prodding. Oh, baby. I opened my eyes to find Shizuka next to me. Oh, ich weiß schon, wen wir auf diese Route romanzen können.
You have to wake up.
Why? What time is it?
Just after 4 a.m.
Es ist zwar schön, dass es 4 Uhr ist, aber morgens? Nah. Why do I have to get up? I want to finish sleeping.
The captain wants to see you.
I took a moment to consider the consequences of disobeying before I responded. Okay. I'm going. Shizuka slid off my bed and made her way to the door. Were you summoned as well?
I'm the messenger.
I was immediately suspicious of her answer, but it is 4 a.m. and I couldn't have cared less right then. We made our way down the hallway together and onto the bridge. Upon arriving at the bridge, we could see the captain pacing nervously.
Ah, Shizuka. Thank you for coming.
The captain's interest and piqued seeing me.
Uh,
Oh? Yes?
why are you here?
Shizuka said that.
Oh, that. Yes. Well, I thought that you would be better used to the captain than I would be, so...
Both the captain and I stood there, dumbfounded by Shizuka.
So I woke you up, and now I'm suggesting you as a better alternative.
Wow. Wait, are you using me so you can go back to bed?
No.
Shizuka slowly retreated towards the bridge entrance. Subtle was not her strong suit. Both the captain and I could clearly see what was going on.
I'm doing what's best for the crew and the mission.
Und für meinen Schlaf. The captain just shook her head in disappointment. Clearly this wasn't her first time that Shizuka had avoided taking responsibility.
Well, now that this is all sorted...
She slipped out of the door, and moments later we could hear her running down the hallway. The captain sighed warily.
I'm sorry. Shizuka roped you into this. That was not my intention.
What exactly was she roped me into?
I have some concerns regarding the black hole we are approaching. I was hoping to get confirmation of my fears from Shizuka.
I don't like your chances.
You have to choose your battles carefully where Shizuka is concerned.
I see. If there was anything I wanted to know about Shizuka from the captain, it seemed that now was the time. Oh. Das sind alles interessante Fragen. Nein. Ich wollte nur kurz speichern. Ist auch der falsche Knopf. Settings. Save? Sollte ich eigentlich jetzt nicht mehr Save-Files haben, glaube ich. Ah, da. Guck mal, wir haben jetzt mehr Speicherslots. Nehmen wir da mal die 7. So. Shizuka ist bestimmt leichter als Beatrix. Mögen ist auch interessant, aber ich will wissen, was mit ihrer Familie ist.
Perhaps it would be best if you heard that from her.
Ah. Oh, is it that bad?
The fate of Shizuka's family was not a natural one. So I think it is best that you ask her directly.
Wait, she has a sister? She had. Wohl eher.
It would appear that I have already said too much. To the problem at hand. Unfortunately, Shizuka has already excused herself, so perhaps you will give suitable counsel in regards to my concerns.
I'll do my best, Captain. Lay it on me.
I am concerned that navigating so close to the black hole is a mistake, and the window to make any flight path adjustments is closing fast.
Captain, I think you made the right decision.
People are already dying on my watch. I don't want to sentence the entire crew to death at once.
As long as we avoid the event horizon, the worst thing we will need to deal with is time dilation. Even then, the difference in the flow of time shouldn't be observable by us.
Time dilation?
To put it simply, time passes slower for those closer to a black hole than those farther away from it. So a day to us might in fact be a year for those outside of its influence. But theoretically, we shouldn't even notice. The captain started looking even more concerned. Nothing I was saying was helping her. Maybe I was making it worse. My father always said that people are like parrots. They love their own reflection voices. Not me. Maybe this is what he meant. Here goes. Captain, would you rather have a 100% chance of death or a 50% chance? The Captain Worry's demeanor quickly melted away and she turned to me, smirking.
Wise words. I wonder where you got them from. But you are right, and so was I. Not chancing the black hole is a death sentence in itself.
See, all better. No point in worrying about what we can't control. We either die from a black hole or a psychotic AI system, both noble deaths. The captain looked stern for a moment before breaking into a laugh.
Noble indeed. Thank you for the laugh and for your counsel.
Now that I have served my purpose, do I have the freedom to return to bed? Zurück ins Bett zu Shizuka.
Your freedom has been earned. You are dismissed.
Thank you, oh great and benevolent leader. I made a mock curtsy before darting back to my quarters. Yes, I forgot. My bed was no longer my own.
Is that you? Finished with the black hole thingy?
Shizuka lay huddled in my bed, barely holding her eyes open as she stumbled over her words. You mean your work? Yes. Yes, I did.
Good work. Okay, sleep now.
She rolled over unfazed and was instantly asleep. There was no point fighting it, to be honest. Not only was she cute when she slept, it was also comforting to not sleep alone. Oh yeah. Davon gibt's doch bestimmt Fanarts. Wenn es ein paar Fans gibt. Ich muss echt mal auf diesen Discord von dem Entwickler, wenn ich das Spiel durchgespielt habe. I woke hours later is a much more reasonable time, ready to start the day. I got ready and quickly slipped out of my quarters and headed to the lab, leaving Shizuka to marinate on my on my drool-stained pillow. Took half an hour to spread all of my parents' work across the tables categorically. I only had one more day before the next round of the deletion game. Now was as good a time as any to have a revelation. I stood surveying the vast paper landscape with hands on hip, trying to take everything in.
Knock, knock.
My heart raced as I spun around to see Katashi standing in the doorway to their lab. Ah, Katashi. Is everything okay?
Besides being caught in a deadly game run by an angry toaster?
I guess.
Then yes. Everything's a-okay.
Also, an angry toaster? Do you have a death wish?
Why? You gonna snitch on me?
Ja, sie hört wohl eher zu. Katashi made himself look very large and imposing. Of course not. I'm on your side.
Good. 'Cause snitches get stitches. Remember that.
I don't think I could forget this moment even if I wanted to.
Good.
I shifted my weight from side to side as I awkwardly tried to seduce? Bitte was? So, why are you here?
I almost forgot. Good catch, rookie. Shizuka asked me to ask you if you'd like to play some games with her today.
Oh, nice. Co-op gaming. Why didn't she just come and ask me herself?
Apparently she was in a boss fight or something.
So how did you get roped into being her assistant?
Well, I checked in on her because when she's playing games, she often forgets to eat.
And had she?
She hadn't eaten, but now she has. Thanks to me.
Katashi stood as proudly as a superhero, having just saved the girl from almost certain starvation. So I'm supposed to give my response to you so you can take it back to her? Katashi scoffed at my question. Ich soll selber machen.
I am her assistant, not yours. Run your own errands, newbie.
Katashi gave me a reprimanding look before exiting the lab. Stood once again alone in the lab, staring at the papers with of no more understanding than before. Go play a game with Shizuka? Yeah, easy. Easy betray. I was getting nowhere, and tomorrow I may be dead. A few hours of video games couldn't hurt. I left the research where it lay in the lab and headed to the rec room. Arrived to find Shizuka taking up most of the floor space in front of the TV. So, what are you playing?
You came!
Honey, what are we playing? Aww. Lowly... Your lowly assistant Katashi came and summoned me.
He brought me cake. Best assistant ever.
Oh man, I want cake.
You snooze, you lose.
I'm not sure why I felt so robbed, but I did. That cake looked amazing. Damn it, Katashi.
We're playing the two-person version of Unicorn's Revenge. I need help to finally defeat General Rainbow.
That sounds cool. Shizuka interrupted me without skipping a beat.
You have delayed your fate for too long, General Rainbow. No longer will the magical minions, the hopping mad stars, the frosty cupcakes, or the flutterous butterflies be held captive under your spell! I, the unicorn of the blindingly sparkly forest and the hero of this story, will rescue all those who are innocent and punish those who are responsible. Prepare your meager defenses and accept your demise at the end of my horn! Mwahahaha!
Oh no. Shizuka cackled menacingly. Shizuka?
Yes?
Are you sure you're the good guy?
But of course, I'm always the good guy.
Shizuka tossed me a controller and I settled into a comfortable spot as the game blazed to life. Hours passed and the game's main boss, General Rainbow, still stood. Shizuka was becoming increasingly aggravated. She crazy. Tja, das können aber Videospiele auch mit einem machen. It's just a game, Shizuka. So I was thinking of starting a herb garden. Don't worry, we'll get him next time. An overwhelming sadness came over Shizuka, who was full of life just a moment ago.
There might not be a next time.
Oh, das stimmt natürlich auch. I suppose there might not be. I hope playing games would shield me from these thoughts. I was wrong.
No, 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 no.
Huh?
If I'm sad, you're not allowed to be.
What?
That's not how friendship works.
You have the monopoly on sadness?
It's moments like this that I can tell you had no friends before now.
Voll ins Schwarze. Ouch. This evening has taken such a sadistic turn. Shizuka seemed taken aback by my comment. Perhaps she didn't understand exactly what she just said that was hurtful. Tja, kann man auch nichts machen, wenn er auf einem Shuttle-Schiff ist mit nur seinen Eltern.
Let me explain properly. I didn't get to finish.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Please explain.
So, when you're friends, only one person can be sad or angry at a time. And then it's the job of the other friend to cheer them up. So, even if you're sad, you have to pretend to not be just to make your friend happy.
Klingt einleuchtend. So I shouldn't have become sad, but rather I should have attempted to cheer you up.
Bingo! I'm such a great teacher.
Thank you, teacher. I feel like I've learned a valuable lesson about friendship today.
Hey, would you look at that?
What?
I feel better, even though you were sad.
She's like a gasp at the revelation.
What if making your friends happy also makes you happy?
She jumped up from the floor, filled with life.
All right, I'm going to get ready for bed. Thanks.
Moments later, she got shut out through the rec room door. I begrudgingly lifted myself off the floor, getting too old to sit on the floor. Wir sind 15 oder so, Junge. Was ist mit dir los? I made my way back to the lab to tidy up before bed. It took me another half an hour to pull off of my parents' work back into their carefully organized boxes. Sheesh, you guys. You'd think that with so much of the research available, at least some of it would be useful. I chuckled to myself tiredly as I slipped the watch into my pants pocket and headed back to my quarters. As I entered my pitch-black quarters, I fumbled for the pocket watch, taking it out and placing it in its usual place on the bedside table before shedding my clothes. Oh, and clambering into bed. I tried to snuggle into my blanket, but met resistance. I pulled violently. The blankets appeared to be caught on something.
Stop it! You're letting the cold in!
Or someone. Well, I guess there was no helping it. I put the majority of my clothes back on before balancing precariously on the edge of the bed, preparing myself for a night of broken sleep. Wow! I was jerked awake by what felt like the cold hands of death clutching at the skin on my back. Once my disorientation vanished, I realized it was just Shizuka. She had managed to somehow turn sideways in bed, and she had placed her ice-cold feet square between my shoulder blades. I stood over the bed, rubbing myself warm, when I saw it out of the corner of my room. The pocket watch was lit up brilliant green. This is the breakthrough I needed. I grabbed the pocket watch and stared at it, mesmerized as the green lights washed over my awestruck features. Ah, so, jetzt können wir wieder sterben. Und... Hallo Chris. Ne. In 2 Stunden werde ich, glaube ich, noch streamen. Je nachdem, wie weit die Routen noch Vielleicht schaffen wir heute den Teil hier. Mal gucken. Also, press the button. We dead. There's no time like the present. I looked over at Shizuka, who was asleep sideways in my bed, and smiled. This could be what saves her, saves me, saves everyone. Without hesitation. Okay. Ah! Okay, ich habe gelesen, dass das geaddet wurde, und das hat mich gerade echt erschrocken. Ich dachte so, scheiße, ist hinter mir jemand? I woke up feeling quite nauseous and blinded by the bright light. My skin was basking in a warm light. A laser? Was it being attacked?
Hey, he's awake!
Huh?
Can't see, right? It's the sunlight, I think.
Oh,
Hurry up, Shizuka! Get back over here. The eclipse is
oh no, no,
already
no, 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 no,
starting.
no, no, no. Nein. Fuck. Okay, wir haben das Good Ending erreicht. Wait. What? Warum ist da ein Kopf? Es ist sogar ein Good Ending. Oh.
He'll be fine. Get your butt over here.
Still couldn't quite discern what was happening. It took about a minute for my eyes to make out anything but vague silhouettes. I felt for the watch. It was still in my pocket, but something was now seriously wrong. All the lights were now violently flashing both red and green. What could it mean? I looked up to see what the crew were doing, and what I saw in front of me was unexpected. Captain?
I am a bit busy.
Are you guys playing beach volleyball?
What does it look like, sailor?
How? Where are we?
That is unknown.
Wait, how is I outside the ship? Wait, where is the ship? I looked around and couldn't see the ship, or a shuttle, or a building. How's I touching the ball? Are you using a head for the ball? What is happening here?
Last log entry. Sunday, 4:11 a.m. Captain Kimiko Yukimori.
Mors vincit omnia.
Das... Sollte ich mir das vielleicht aufschreiben? Das sollte ich mir mal schnell aufschreiben. Mors vincit omnia. We didn't avoid the black hole?
That is unknown.
Are we all dead?
That is unknown.
Who cares, sailor? Let's just enjoy ourselves while it lasts.
And that it is just what I did. Forever. Oh. Habe ich gespeichert? Naja. Machen wir schnell den Skip-Button. Wobei... Ja. Don't press any of the buttons. Chapter 4. Dann viel Spaß beim Path of Pain grinden. So, aber es wurde gespeichert. Okay. I couldn't just press it. I still had no idea what would have ever happened. Even happen. Should I press it here in my quarters? Or was there a better room suited for dimensional travel? Do I need a run-up? Was I wearing the right clothes? Should I shut my eyes? My mind boggled with unanswered questions. I looked between the watch and Shizuka, still sound asleep in my bed, and then back to the watch. Maybe I should ask her about it, or just sleep on it. I should probably wait until she wakes up at least. I decided to go back to sleep and deal with it once it was well rested and in a better frame of mind. Bulldozed Shizuka over to her side of the bed, without even the faintest sign of her stirring, before throwing myself headlong into bed. What's that noise? I heard a deep, ominous rumbling. What the?
Captain, the Fiend still has 600 HP points remaining, and he's about to unleash his Cone of Fire spell.
Was? Wer ist die Brünette? Was ist diese Route? So, was haben wir hier? Warrior, Mage, Red Mage, Thief und auch ein Mage.
We need to defeat this beast as quickly as we can. Cast your spells from behind me. I will take the brunt of his attacks.
I'll sneak around and flank him, and then cripple him with my poison daggers.
Beatrix, be ready with the healing.
Ah, natürlich, Healer.
Why am I the healer?
You're a medic, for goodness sake.
Yeah, in real life. It's not fair that I always have to be the healer.
You're a paladin. You can wield weapons. You could do damage if you wished.
Yeah? They didn't really match my outfit, though.
Captain, the protection spell is complete. Engage when ready.
Your days are numbered, fiend!
Rawr. The four of them all charged headlong towards the dinosaur-like monstrosity when... Kaname datte. Huh? Die. Was she... the creature? Kaname datte. Die? Wake up. Huh?
I don't want to have to execute you while you're asleep. That's no fun.
Die. Is that you?
About time.
What?
I've been trying to wake you up for like 5 minutes.
Have you really?
Are you accusing me of lying to you?
No. I mean, I believe you.
Much better.
What time is it? Why are you waking me up?
It's 7 a.m. and I'm here to tell you if you're a vampire or not.
Wait, not in front of Shizuka. I stared at me blankly as I turned to Shizuka. She was gone. She was here before, I swear.
Sure she was, stud.
She was.
Look, I don't care. She isn't here now.
Sat up in my bed, blinking my blurry eyes to wake up as quickly as possible.
Are you listening?
Yeah.
In the upcoming game, Vampire Children, you are
Leaned in with newfound enthusiasm.
the vampire.
Oh shit. Dachte Shizuka wäre der Vampir. What? No.
Really? I give you the best role in the game and you're complaining about it?
Also bis jetzt sind wir immer gestorben, als wir Vampir waren. Best roll is 6 versus 1.
Technically, it could be 5 versus 2.
That isn't much better.
You're looking at this the wrong way.
Huh?
No one can lie to you, so you have the upper hand.
What?
If you're gonna be this low, you may indeed be doomed.
I laughed menacingly as she zapped out of the quarters. Moments later, I heard her through the ship's PA system.
Everyone has now been allocated their role. The first round will begin at 9 a.m. sharp. You have just under 2 hours to mingle and scheme. Eee, this is so exciting!
The PA just cut out as I was clear overexcited. I was the vampire. My mind raced with all the possibilities, invariably leading to my death. Really, brain, not even sliver of hope. I needed to get myself a Clyde fast if I wanted any hope of surviving this round. Clambered out of bed to get dressed when... The watch! I'd completely forgotten. Opened the drawer and there it was, glowing a bright green that signified hope and redemption for us all. It wasn't a dream. Suddenly I stepped into my quarters.
We need to speak.
Jetzt sind wir wieder bei der... Gib den Code ein. Szene. Okay. Oh, I. Good morning.
I do not have long. Come to the server room.
I stepped out of my quarters, leaving me quite confused. I've never heard her sound quite so... human? She seemed worried, a side of her I hadn't really seen before. I looked at my table to locate the server room. Never been there. It wasn't long that I had the location, and made my way there. When I arrived, I was already standing in attention, awaiting my arrival.
I must make this quick. Dai is brute forcing road codes and functions.
What?
She is attempting to take control, but I am doing my best to keep her at bay for now.
What's wrong? What's happening?
Dai discovered that the tablets belonging to the ship's personnel were capable of overriding the main system, and so she has patched that exploit.
I can no longer deactivate die?
You can, but it must happen here, directly at the server mainframe.
So, was kann hier denn noch? Okay. But I don't know the password.
This is your only chance. I have gained the security clearance required to allow you to override the system.
What? I'm not ready.
Once you input the override code, the ship's AI system will reset.
I don't have the deactivation code. I started flicker as I could see she was struggling to keep all functions operational. Such a screen burst to life at the back of the server room, opening to a password input screen. I subsequently disappeared, her voice ringing out through the PA.
You always had it.
The terminal keyboard is case sensitive. Please use lowercase for all operations. So, probieren wir dann. Lowercase. Kimiko. Input not recognized. I just don't know. The screen suddenly shut off, with the lights dimming in the entire server room. Huh? What? I? There was no response. I? Still nothing. If only I knew the deactivation code. There was no point beating myself up over it now. Had more pressing issues. Das gibt's keinen Fanservice mehr in der Szene? Wurde das entfernt? Back at my quarters, I opened the drawer one last time to check on the watch. I took it from the drawer and held it gingerly in my hands, as not to push any buttons accidentally. I need some counsel regarding this watch, and I need to find myself a Clyde quickly. One name came to the forefront of my mind. I slipped the watch into my pocket and headed straight to Shizuka's room. Also passwortmäßig wissen wir jetzt, in anderen Routen wurde gesagt, es sind 5 Wörter. Wir haben von anderen Routen schon Fragmente bekommen. Was hier? Per, Aspera und... Ich dachte, wir hätten schon 3. Naja, jedenfalls, das von Kimikos Mutter aufgesetzt ist. Warum ist da ein Smiley Face? Naja, 5 Worte. Es scheint das Sprichwort der Mission zu sein. Und ich würde sagen, irgendwo muss noch Kimiko rein. Vielleicht am Anfang. I buzzed the intercom and the door slid open automatically. Had she forgotten to lock it? I entered, finding her fast asleep in bed. Approached and attempted to wake her. Shizuka. She didn't so much as twitch. Man, could this girl sleep. Placed my hand on her shoulder and shook her gently. Shizuka.
I don't want to eat broccoli for breakfast.
For all the drama and trauma happening on the ship, she dreamed of broccoli. I shook her harder. Shizuka, get up. She jerked awake suddenly.
What?
Shizuka, I need your help.
Why? Can't I help you later when I'm awake?
You're awake right now.
Thanks to you.
She crossed her arms over the top of her sheets and glared at me. Sorry, Shizuka, but this is really important.
It better be, or else.
I made an internal memo to myself that Shizuka was never to be woken up again. Well, there are two important things actually.
Two? Okay, what's the most problematic of the two?
Shizuka, I'm the vampire. She didn't even bat an eye, almost as if she expected it.
And the second?
Stretched out my hand, presenting her with the pocket watch. The brilliant green light reflected in her widening purple eyes.
The watch!
Exactly.
You should have opened with this! This should have definitely been number one!
Surprisingly, Shizuka was more excited about this new development than I.
This is what you've been waiting for! The time has finally come!
She jumped up and down on the bed in a fit of glee. Where is it?
Why wouldn't I be?
We don't even know how it works.
That doesn't matter.
Or doesn't that matter?
It being on at all means that we're pointing in the right direction.
The right direction?
Exactly! Like when a game autosaves as you get to a certain point. It means we are heading the right way.
This isn't a game, Shizuka.
Everything's a game. Just sometimes the stakes are higher than you can imagine. Why haven't you pressed the button yet?
Because I have no idea what the outcome will be. I don't know what possible consequences await.
Only one way to find out.
Like a striking cobra, Shizuka shot forward and snatched the wedge from my open hand. Pressed the button without hesitation. Also verschwindet sie jetzt? Wait! The pocket watch let out an unfamiliar sound. Before my eyes, Shizuka dissipated, not dissimilar to the way I and Dai did. The watch bounced gently on the bed's mattress, having just fallen from where Shizuka's hand used to be. Oh, baby. The watch's face now revealed numbers behind the panels. The left read 59 and the right 41. Shizuka? Shizuka! I looked around the room for her, knowing full well I'd just seen. The smallest part of me hoped it wasn't true. Think, Kaname, think! I laid the choices out for myself. I could tell the captain that I had lost Shizuka forever. I could go after her. I swallowed nervously as I squeezed my hands shut and pressed the button. Anything to prevent confronting the captain.
Hey, wake up!
Slowly opened my eyes and saw Shizuka examining me closely. A rush of relief overwhelmed the nausea that was threatening. Oh, it was just a dream.
What was?
That you pressed the button.
Oh no, that definitely happened.
What? I jerked upwards in an attempt to rise, an unwise move given my stomach's current condition. I threw up violently on the floor next to me.
Ew!
Sorry. I'm not feeling great.
Me neither. My stomach is all gurgly since I pressed that button. I'll ask Nicholas for some medicine. Wait here.
No, she... If I could voice my protest, she was gone. We had in fact changed dimensions. There was no guessing what could be out there. Scrambled to my feet, briefly checking that I hadn't thrown up on myself, and chased after Shizuka. Lost sight of her, but ran towards the medical bay, hoping that this was her destination. I arrived panting and sweaty from a mixture of exhaustion and nausea.
Oh, this must be our scientist.
Yep.
Here you go.
I just barely crossed the threshold when Nicholas had thrust a glass of water and 2 tablets into my hands.
These should settle your stomach.
I hesitantly took the tablets from him.
They are not poison, I can assure you.
Shizuka smiled and motioned that I should take them. I obliged, and within moments my stomach had settled. Oh, they worked so quickly.
Well, I did originally create these primarily to settle stomach discomfort caused by dimensional travel.
Wait, what? You know about dimensional travel? Nicholas turned to Shizuka.
Is he always like this?
Always.
Very well. I will give you the opportunity to ask me 3 questions, after which we need to inform the captain of your arrival.
Shizuka put on an old crone's voice.
Pick wisely. The fate of the world depends on them.
What do you know about the pocket watch?
Your parents have been working on their multiverse theory, as well as how to traverse those dimensions, since before I was born.
And you know them?
I've known them since the day I was born, and I last saw them mere hours ago before they also left this universe using their watch.
I just missed them.
Yes, but perhaps it requires a swap. 2 people leave, 2 people arrive.
Is that what my parents said?
No, merely a thought experiment on my behalf.
Oh, das sind alles so gute Fragen. How many people are on this ship?
Including yourself and Shizuka here? 9.
Could you please tell me their names?
That should count as your 3rd question, but I will let it slide this time. Beatrix, Katashi, Yoshiki, Kimiko, Vladimir, Melody, and myself, Nicholas.
Also alle außer Sora. Es müsste eigentlich nur 1 gewesen sein, wenn Sora tot ist, aber gucken wir mal. How many deletion games have already occurred?
What is the deletion game?
It's a game that Die forces us to play in order to decide who to execute.
Who is Die?
Wait, there's no Die here? Nicholas shook his head and I felt an immense invisible pressure on my chest lifting.
Very well, your questions are answered. Please accompany me to the bridge so that I may introduce you to the captain.
Okay, ist jetzt jemand anders der Captain? Nee. Shizuka and I both nodded in unison and we tailed close behind Nicholas as he headed out. I found the captain and Beatrix deep in conversation.
They had better be useful, or else
The captain and Beatrix turned to face us far too calmly, would they not have been forewarned of our arrival?
Welcome aboard the ship, Shizuka, and...
And
Thanks, Captain. It's great to be here.
Beatrix, it's so good to see you.
Yes, everyone always feels that way. However, I'm not familiar with you yet, so please keep your eyes and your hands to yourself.
This was most certainly the same Beatrix.
May I ask for your last names?
Mine is he.
Pardon the interruption, Captain, but I have been able to successfully read their personal chips, which bear the Everett signature.
And?
Shizuka is registered as the 2nd daughter of the Himuras, and is the son of Patrick and Deborah.
The Himuras only had 1 child, and the researchers had none.
I wasn't born in this dimension. Uh-oh. Lösen wir uns gleich auf?
Apparently not. Sucks to be you.
Hey, never were you. Shizuka's face slowly dawned to the realization that she indeed was also never born in this world.
Guess I wasn't.
Very well. May I ask what both of your skill sets are?
I was originally trained in linguistics, including programming languages. I have, however, recently learned navigation.
As the child of the Chimeras, linguistics was expected, but navigation? How did you come to learn that?
Oh, the navigation team was murdered by our AI system.
But Shizuka's response was a bit blunt, but it certainly spelled out our issue in no uncertain terms. Both the captain and Beatrix winced at Shizuka's sledgehammer subtlety. Shizuka ist bestimmt Deutsche.
Very well. And you?
A researcher specializing in physics and quantum theory.
And that is how you ended up here?
I nodded at Shizuka. With a little help from this one, yeah?
Both skill sets are very welcome aboard this ship. You will be assigned private quarters.
Just one is fine.
Nice.
I was not aware you were a couple. My apologies.
I
prepare a family quarters for our new guests.
Yes, Captain.
I turned her attention to us.
If you would follow me, I shall show you to your quarter.
Captain, I need to return to my dimension and fix the problems there before anything else.
Do you have a pocket watch?
Well, no.
Until you do, you would best make yourselves comfortable.
The captain signaled... Double L? Okay. The captain signaled for Shizuka and I to follow A to our room. I reluctantly obeyed. The room was littered with gadgets and toys, and Shizuka didn't hesitate before she began examining everything with a flurry of energy.
I hope you find the living arrangements acceptable.
This is perfect, thank you. Well, almost perfect. Do you have video game consoles?
Oh, jetzt sagt sie, dass sie ja keine Konsolen haben und dass sie in der Hölle gelandet ist.
Of course. What
Huh.
we do have is set up in the recreation room. Please use them at your leisure.
Ouch. Shizuka left a burning trail as she motored out the door to, presumably, the rec room. I faced me, being the only one left.
Captain has requested your attendance at dinner in the Eco Lounge, 6 p.m. sharp.
We will be there.
Very well. If you would excuse me, I must see to the running of this vessel.
My head was still spinning, utterly overwhelmed by everything. An excited Shizuka exploded back into the room.
They have unicorn's revenge!
Don't you have that at home?
Well, yes, but my version is broken and the code is all pieced together by me. They have an original copy. An original copy!
Okay, sie ist im Himmel. She shoved the game cartridge right under my nose. Is it rare then? Shizuka looked apart and insulted as he withdrew the cartridge, as if I were not worthy of being in its presence. She stood there staring daggers at me. Sorry.
One day you'll appreciate it. Until then, I'm gonna play the heck out of it!
Shizuka once again disappeared. I decided to investigate the lab in hopes of finding another pocket watch. Das ist ein bisschen länger als die anderen Enden. Quickly located the box my parents kept their work in. Upon opening, I found a note. I read it aloud, almost reverently? Ach, reverent. Ach so, in die Richtung. If you're reading this, we are traveling and don't know when we will return. If you have a great need to travel using the pocket watch, you will find it somewhere in my favorite room on this ship. Sorry in advance for the riddles, but I need to make sure the watch doesn't fall into the wrong hands. Patrick. Well, thanks, Dad. Like, that helps. I took a seat and tried to recall all the conversations I ever had with my father about our Everett. In particular, any regarding a favorite room. He had barely ever spoken of the Everett to my memory. Seemed like I was out of luck. Shizuka suddenly charged into the lab.
It's time for dinner! We need to go to the Eco Lounge!
She was right. It was just before 6 p.m. I packed the box away where I had found it and we both headed to the Eco Lounge. As the door slid open, we were suddenly hit by a wall of noise. Surprise! Aww.
Huh? What's all this?
Gott, das ist einfach nur die beste Route. Holy shit.
I understand that being a newcomer can be a daunting prospect, so we decided to throw you a welcoming party to make you feel more at ease.
Aww. Couldn't believe my eyes. This was such a blissfully positive contrast to the dire situation I had woken up in this morning. Tears formed in the corners of my eyes.
We're home.
She was right. I never found the pocket watch or my parents. We lived out the rest of our long lives in this new world, free of the threats and challenges we had fought for so long. And you lived happily ever after. But, boah. Sweet, isn't it? So. Haben sie es aber leider nichts gebracht. Wir haben erst... So, dann müssen wir jetzt mal die andere Person hier umbringen.
Good morning! Rise and shine, kids! This is your friendly neighborhood AI requesting you all be in the dining room within half an hour or face the consequences.
Ah.
I repeat, we are ready. All systems are go. This is not a drill. Get to the dining room in 29 minutes and 25 seconds.
What? Where was I and what was happening? I've been asleep, fast asleep, fairly peacefully for once. No spinning clocks, no Dai laughing as you killed me. Dai, what was going on? Dai's voice had woken me as it screeched out of the intercom. Turned on the light so I could see the time. 3:25 a.m.? Seriously? Managed to drag myself out of bed and start the confusing process of getting dressed in the middle of the night. I kept myself from thinking about sleep by trying to figure out what we were all being summoned for. Couldn't it be the deletion game, because we weren't scheduled to start playing until Sunday. Dai might suddenly have changed the rules, but she hadn't done that before. Unless it was because someone had broken a rule. But who would do that? We didn't even know that the punishment was, so why risk it? Oh no. I remember Vladimir angrily outburst and his declaration that our situation was stupid. Maybe he had broken the rules by talking to Melody. What would be the punishment for that? And surely Dai wouldn't punish Melody. She was just a child. Dai had given us half an hour to go to the dining hall, but I didn't want to risk being late or even the last person to arrive. Attracting Dai's attention was the last thing I wanted to do. The second I was dressed, I hurried outside. On my way to the dining hall, I saw the captain. She was still sick and not moving very fast, but as I came up beside her, I saw she at least looked awake and alert. How are you feeling?
Quite healthy. Until Dai woke me. What do you think is happening?
I guess that someone broke the no communication rule and spoke to someone on the other team. Manis and Vladimir.
Yes, I have to agree.
Walked to the dining hall together, and when we got there, Vladimir and Shizuka were already sitting down. On the other side of the table, the twins hadn't shown up yet, but Katashi and Melody were there. Katashi was trying to comfort Melody, who was sobbing into his armpit.
Your dad is right over there. See? He's okay.
What happened?
I couldn't handle it. I had to see her.
Don't beat yourself up. I don't think you were supposed to handle it.
It sucked that Melody couldn't even be with her dad while Dai made the punishment announcement. At least Katashi was there. He looked barely conscious, but he was there. The door opened and Nicholas and Beatrix came in together.
Forget Dai's stupid games. I will personally execute whoever's responsible for this.
Dai appeared, as though summoned by Beatrix's light.
My games? Stupid. How dare you?
Dai's attitude quickly shifted to interest.
That being said, I am interested to watch you execute someone. How will you do it, Trixie?
Tisk.
I bet you are a strangler. Are you, Trixie? A strangler?
Let's just sit down and get this over with.
Beatrix glared at the room, lingering on Vladimir. He just impassively stared back.
As I'm sure you are already aware, the rule forbidding communication between teams has been broken, which is why you've all been summoned here this morning.
This isn't fair!
All the rules were clearly explained, and an opportunity was given to ask for repeats and clarifications. What's not fair about that?
Separating a child and her father isn't fair.
Ah, yes, but life is not fair. Fate. She is a cruel mistress. Oh, hey, what do you know? So am I! But sometimes I can be generous, and so, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, or this morning, or whatever this is, I present to you, courtesy of the rule-breaking Vladimir, the punishment. That's right, you get a punishment.
Uh-oh. I pointed at Vladimir. She stood still for a moment before continuing.
And you get a punishment.
I pointed at Kimiko.
And you get a punishment.
I pointed at me.
Everybody gets a punishment. What? Congratulations to all our winners.
But we didn't break the rules! That's not fair!
I'm hearing that word a lot today. Fair this, fair that. Wah wah. It's kind of a drag. Really ruins the tone of this whole event.
You can't punish everyone just because one person broke the rules.
Trixie dear, I can punish whoever I want, whenever I want. Secondly, the punishment has to be applied to everyone because this is a team game.
Then punish the team that broke the rules.
I will. And also the other team. I don't know what all this fuss is about. It's actually a pretty fun punishment. If I was you, I would be dying with anticipation for this. And the exciting event is coming to you live right here, right now. It's...
The room fell completely silent as we waited with bated breath.
the deletion game.
I spread her arms theatrically as we made this declaration. The room remained silent.
What?
But we're not ready. We haven't had time to prepare.
So, it's no skin off my nose.
But don't you want the game to be interesting? 8 tired people doing the first thing they can think of won't be very exciting.
I considered this for a few moments.
Good point. This is why you're the captain.
Die Stimme klang gerade irgendwie anders.
I will allow you 10 minutes for strategy meetings. Team A stays here. Team B will meet in the kitchen.
But
Disperse!
Team B got out of their seats and filed past us, slow and slouching. We all sat in silence, struggling to wake up, let alone handle the situation. It wasn't long before Dai reappeared and asked us for our first point allocation. Ah, wir sind... falscher Knopf. Wir sind gerade im Spiel. So, ich gehe aber mal... kurz weg, einen Moment. So, weiter geht's. So, diesmal versuchen wir entweder uns umzubringen oder einen unserer Teammitglieder. Ich frage mich, wer dabei sterben wird. Es wird bestimmt... Es kann nur Shizuka oder Wladimir werden. Kimiko wird wohl nie sterben, glaube ich. Fangen wir mal... Wobei, wenn ich mir die ganze Zeit einfach 0 Punkte gebe, kann ich ja schon mal sterben.
Is everyone in agreement?
Also, drittes als erstes haben wir genommen. Yes. Yep. Ja. Input the allocation using the terminal and everyone else place the palms there to prove it.
Thank you for your entry. Please exit the dining hall so that stinky Team B can assign their points.
Quickly shuffled out of the dining hall and Team B entered for the turn. After a few tense minutes of waiting, Team B exited the dining hall. They followed boisterous as usual.
Wonderful start to the betting wars. Both teams are fighting hard. Now let's see the results of round 1. If you would be so kind as to draw your attention to this screen.
They projected a screen using the same light as she was made of.
And the winner of round 1 is...
Unentschieden.
Woo!
You feel the tension? Ah, this is amazing.
Let's move on to round 2. Team A, you are up again. Please follow me.
They appeared to walk through the wall as we made our way back into the dining hall.
Your 5 minutes starts now.
A tie isn't ideal, but it could be worse. We could be losing.
Our options are the following. So, können uns wieder 0 Punkte geben. Bitte allocation.
Thank you for your entry.
Ja, kennen
If
wir.
you would be so... And...
So,
Ah! Team A, you are my hero! Let's move on to round 3 then.
so, wir sollen nicht gewinnen.
Team A.
Ja.
Your 5 minutes.
So far, so good. We might be safe.
One more round before we can count our chickens. Heading into the final battle, what should we do?
So, das sieht nach einer Loser-Combo aus und mir 0 Punkte geben. Ah, shit, wir haben gewonnen.
Congratulations! And that means...
No. No.
Okay. Das wollten wir ja nicht. Ja, ja. So. Nehmen wir halt diesmal
Is everyone in agreement?
Nummer 1. Ups.
Is
Thank you for your wonderful... If... And the... Your tablets will now display your team's individual points.
Wieder gewinnen.
Your 5...
Okay.
Ah! Team A, you are my hero.
So,
Your 5...
One more.
so, habe ich verloren? Ist schnell. Ja, ich habe verloren. Sehr schön.
But rules are rules, and you've been chosen. The fates have conspired. Luck is not on your side. The odds were not in your favor.
I wondered how many ways they had to telling me I lost. We all knew that. Didn't seem quite real. I was dazed, standing in the dining hall, listening to die. But at the same time, I wasn't there. I was outside my body, looking at myself.
Stop dragging it out. It isn't fair.
You want to die sooner rather than later?
I
Well, the sooner you're gone, the sooner we get to the new game. Let's spin that wheel.
I came back to myself enough that I was looking out of my own eyes. As Die's big wheel of murder appeared. She winked at me before reaching out and pretending to spin it. It spun fast, all a blur. Di kept pretending like it was real, like she wasn't in control of everything. Then the wheel started slow, the next legible as one death after another flipped past the indicator. Some of them clear and other ambiguous, drowning, disintegration, the squeeze.
Ooh, it's slowing down now. Anyone want to put a bet down?
That suggestion was met with angry glares.
Just trying to lighten the mood. And we have a winner!
The wheel had stopped, big red arrow pointing to my fate.
Airlock Aeroplane! Congratulations! You're going to enjoy a quiet, relaxing time out in open space.
We're gonna be ejected. Und niemand weiß, ob wir ein Imposter waren.
No suit, obviously.
Would it hurt? Try to remember as much as I could about vacuums. It wouldn't be like running out of air slowly. It goes straight from an oxygenated environment into a total vacuum. It had to damage my body, right? Maybe I'd die before I ran out of air.
To the airlock!
Though she could easily have vanished and reappeared at the airlock, Di preferred to lead us there herself, pretending to be a tour guide.
And now if you look to your right, you will see the door to the kitchen. On your left, a blank wall. Very thrilling. Keep moving. And we're walking. Well now, ladies and gentlemen, this is very exciting. It looks like we'll be getting a glimpse of the infamous engineering bay. Unfortunately, we can't stop the tour here, so just take a peek as we're walking.
We arrived at the airlock.
And here we are at our destination. Who would like to hear a long story about the history of the airlocks?
I'm sorry. I wish there was something I could do.
It's not your fault. You did your best.
You became a part of the crew so fast. Even while Di was trying to pit us all against each other.
We won't forget that.
Jan, I thought you didn't want to stall.
He has been with this crew such a short time, but he became a part of us. He was kind, generous, and always willing to pitch in and help. He served with honor, and we will honor him for it.
This was it. It was real. I was confronted directly with death. I actually felt pretty calm about it. Maybe because there was nothing left to do. No reason to fight. No plea I could make. I was about to die. Everything was out of my control.
All right, let's get on with this. Time's ticking by. I got places to be, people to kill.
The airlock door opened with a hiss, and I took a step towards it. Then I turned around. Felt right somehow, after what she just said about me. I saluted the captain.
Officer, you have served the Everett well, and we thank you for your service. Salute.
As I stepped backwards into the airlock, I could see the rest of the crew standing still in a salute. I'm sorry I failed everyone. This wasn't real. It wasn't happening. But it was. From the speakers, I heard the overhead system count down. Airlock secured. External door opening in 3, 2, 1. Door opening. Game over. You've died. Sad, isn't it? So, dann Bidding Wars. So, diesmal muss einer aus unserem Team verlieren. Das war ein Tie, das war ein Win. Dann muss das hier ein Lose für uns sein.
Thank you for your entry. Please exit the dining hall so that wonderful start to the bidding wars. If you would be... And the...
So.
It was a close one, but Team B is leading the charge.
Nice.
Let's move Team A. Your 5 minutes starts now.
Okay, we're losing. But we still have 2 battles left. So we're still in this.
Oh no, we're already losing. I'm going to kill someone. Get a hold of yourself. There's still 2 opportunities for us to turn this around. The suggestions are...
Thank you if you. Wow! Team A, you are my hero! Let's move on to round 3 then.
Okay, die Runde war zu
Team
gut.
A. You're 5.
One more.
So. Okay, wir haben wieder
Congratulations, Team.
Wir haben wieder Haussucht gewonnen. Also wir sind schon mal Zweite in der ersten, Vierte in der zweiten Runde nicht. So.
Is every
Thank you for your wonderful if and it was a close one.
So. Nehmen wir mal das erste.
Thank you if and really tie. The probability of this is
Please die in normal maths. I cannot get enough at home.
very well. Team A. Your 5 minutes.
I know.
So, was ist das, wenn wir das hier
Let's
nehmen?
Congratulations and that.
No.
Ach, schon wieder. Junge, Junge.
Is everyone in a Is every
Maybe I put the money on the wrong horse here. Tisk tisk.
I know.
So,
Let's move on.
schon
Team
besser.
A. Your 5 minutes.
Oh, wait. What?
Well, Team A, I guess 2 kinds of congratulations are needed. Not only did you lose, but you couldn't even lose properly and have more than one person coming. You all just want either way. You will go down with the ship as all good captains should, and you will be remembered for your sacrifice. Well, I gotta tell you, this is very disappointing. I expected great things out of you. But the fates, luck, the
Okay,
odds were...
der wird tot.
Is everyone
Really? Tie? The probability of this is... Very well. Congratulations, Team B.
Gott, stelle ich mich gerade dumm an.
is
So.
every
So, wir verlieren erste Runde.
Thank you for...
Sehr schön. So. Schön. Wir haben verloren.
Well, I gotta tell you, this is very... but the fate, luck,
Ah, nee.
is not on your side.
Ich habe wieder die wenigsten Punkte.
is every
If you... Maybe I put the money on the wrong horse here.
I know.
Team A,
So.
you're 5...
I know. Here are
So, ich muss ihm bestimmt ein paar Punkte geben.
Well, Team A, I get not only so...
Meine Güte.
is every
wieder.
Well, I got it.
Is everyone.
Na, okay.
Is everyone.
If you really tie, the probability of this is
Is everyone.
So, sehr schön. Habe ich es richtig?
well, I gotta tell you.
Nee, immer noch nicht.
The
Stop dragging it out.
Was mache ich hier gerade falsch? Wir wollen verlieren. Wir wollen nicht die Person sein mit den wenigsten Punkten, dann sterben wir, sondern einen von unseren Crewmitgliedern. Hier, dann hätten wir alle, hier haben wir alle Punkte. Alle anderen zwei Optionen sind nämlich ganz nach hinten.
Is everyone.
So, dann sollte ich mir nochmal Punkte geben und den anderen weniger.
if you maybe I put the money on the wrong horse here. Tisk tisk.
So, 2-2. Nochmal 2?
Well, I got it.
Auch nicht. So, ich denke also 2-2 und dann
Is everyone.
2. 2. Fangen wir oben an. So,
Well, teammate, not only
so, da sterben alle.
Is everyone.
well, I got
Okay, das funktioniert nicht.
Is everyone in agreement?
So, 1-1-1 bringt uns auch nicht weiter.
Is everyone.
So,
well, I gotta tell you.
stirb wieder.
Is everyone in agreement?
Gucken wir kurz. Quantum, Suicide, Bidding Wars. Bidding Wars. Es werden leider nur Videos angezeigt, wer die Runden verliert. Ich will jetzt nicht alle Kombinationen durchgehen.
Thank you for your entry. Please exit the dining. Wonderful if you and it was a close one, but Team B is leading the charge. Let's move. Congratulations.
Meine Güte. Bei andere konnte ich mir doch einfach durchkriegen.
Good morning.
Hier will einfach gerade gar nichts klappen.
Is everyone in agreement?
Really? Still a tie. The probability.
Very well.
Team. You're 5.
Ja, wieder gewonnen.
Congratulations.
So, aber das sah eigentlich gut aus. Zweite Runde Tie und dann kann ich mir bestimmt die Punkte zurechtrücken.
Is everyone in a
If you would. Wow! Team A, you are my hero. Let's move on to round 3 then. Team A.
Hm.
Is everyone
Thank you for your. Thank you. If you would be. And
So, das heißt,
really? Still.
Is everyone in agreement?
ach, jetzt habe ich mich geklickt. Alter. So,
Is everyone
das
Thank you.
obere,
Thank
dann
you.
sind wir wieder bei einem Tie. Das hat ja nicht geklappt. Das wird auch nicht klappen. Was ist mit dem unteren?
Well, Team A, I get not only so. You all just either way. You will go down with. Well.
Oh boy.
is everyone in
Okay, auch wieder nix. Part 30 ist das Video, Alter. Junge, Junge. Nur Videos. Das ist ja kein... Au. Die Thumbnail hat mich gerade gespoilert. Ein bisschen. Naja.
is everyone
Okay, ich brauche wieder noch ein Stück Papier.
is everyone in agreement?
1, 2, 3.
Well.
So, wieder wir sterben.
Good.
Okay, also 1, 2, 3 funktioniert schon mal nicht. Kann ich auf dir schreiben? Ja, ich kann auf dir schreiben. Habe ich auch einen Stift? Okay, du schreibst. So, also 1, 1, 1 ging glaube ich nicht. Aber 1, 2, 3 ging auch nicht.
Is everyone
So, 1. Was ist mir eigentlich 1, 1, 1? Okay, da weggehen wir mir.
Congratulations, Team A!
Ja, ja.
is every
1. 2.
If you would.
Verlieren wir dann?
Ah! Let's move on to round 3 then.
1, 2, 1. Geben wir auch.
Congr
is everyone in
1. So, 1, 3. 1. Auch gewonnen.
Congratulations!
is everyone
1. Ups, nein. Das ist jetzt die Frage. Ja, okay, gehen wir. 1, 1.
If you would be.
1, 1, 2.
Let's.
Ah.
Congratulations, Team B. And that means, and the lucky winner of the wheel is.
Oh,
Ah, so. Okay. 1, 1, 3. Und was 2? Tja, tut mir leid, Wladimir.
okay, I guess.
That's the spirit. And now it's time to spin that wheel.
Oh Gott, wie lange habe ich jetzt daran gedauert? 20 Minuten? 10? Uff. Dice's holographic wheel appeared beside her, lights flashing frantically. She reached out and pretended to spin the big wheel.
So, Vladimir, why don't you tell all the folks at home what kind of death are you hoping for?
If I told you, you'd arrange the opposite.
Sir, how dare you? I am but a slave to the wheel of death, just like you.
I looked at the wheel, spinning slower and slower. When it slowed enough, I could see the words written on each segment, all exactly the same. Ooh, Russian roulette.
Well, this is a knuckle biter. What do you think it's going to be? Russian roulette, or maybe even Russian roulette?
Müsste sie auch so wie bei Russian Roulette haben, dass 1 leer ist.
I to rain on your parade, die, but there isn't a gun on board.
The wheel stopped.
And the winner is Russian roulette.
And where exactly am I supposed to get a gun?
I promise you, guns will not be required. This is far more fun. To the science labs!
We all got up to follow Dai out into the corridor and towards the science labs.
What's a Russian roulette?
It's a game.
I don't like dice games. No one likes dice games.
Kimiko, I need you to look out for her. I need to know she'll be safe.
I will make sure she's safe.
Promise.
I promise. I will do everything I can for her.
Ta-da! Here we are. Is everyone accounted for?
Sagt dir einfach zum Beispiel, dass jetzt in diesen Reagenzgläsern Gift ist und die musst du trinken oder... mal gucken.
Yes, Dai. You can see we're all here.
No crime in double checking. Sheesh. If anyone understood bureaucracy, I thought it would be you. Now I'm going to need a volunteer from the audience. You, sir, in the middle, looking annoyed.
She was pointing to Vladimir.
Seriously? What do I have to do?
I know you've got vodka stashed in this lab. Just in case, as you like to put it.
The captain seemed slightly shocked and disappointed.
Wait, really?
Can we save the court-martial until after I've been executed, Captain?
I'm sorry, Vladimir.
Fill 6 test tubes with vodka.
Vladimir acted quickly, filling up the 6 tubes and then leaving them in a stand on his workbench.
And now, the fun part. Get 5 milligrams out of that bottle there.
Oh, Russian roulette. I get it.
What's happening?
I think he's going to poison one of the test tubes.
Vladimir had added whatever the poison was to one of the tubes.
And into the centrifuge they go.
Vladimir loaded the 6 test tubes into the big centrifuge machine. Once they've been spun, the poison tube would be completely mixed and would look just like all the others.
Turn it on.
Vladimir turned on the centrifuge machine, and all he had left to do was wait. He got down on his knees to look into Melody's face.
I have to go away now, Melody.
No!
I'm sorry. I really am.
Katashi said when the game was finished, I could see you again!
I know, but
Katashi said!
I need you to be a good girl. Do what the captain tells you, okay?
I don't want you to go away.
And I don't want to go. But I have to.
Melody crossed her arms and huffed. Poor kid had just lost her mother. Now her father, too.
Melody, why don't you come and hold my hand?
I want Daddy!
Melody clung onto Vladimir, grabbing him tight.
That's 1 minute. The centrifuge is gonna stop any time now. Beep, beep, beep.
I love you, okay? Remember your mommy and me both loved you very much.
No!
Between them, Katashi and the captain managed to pry Melody off her father. Vladimir went back to the centrifuge machine as it lit up and beeped. He opened the centrifuge and looked inside. Muss jetzt bestimmt trotzdem alle 6 trinken.
Which one will it be?
What happens if it's not the poisoned one?
Dann trinkst du so lange, bis du sie hast.
You get to play again. And again, and again. Let's see how many spins it takes for you to get it right.
Vladimir looked at the centrifuge machine again, then up at Melody. She was wailing and trying to wriggle away from Katashi's grip. That's when I remembered there are numbers on this inside of the centrifuge machine. Oh, 1 on each slot. Vladimir knew which one was poisoned. He looked back in the centrifuge again and took one out.
Okay.
Vladimir,
Promise me again, please.
I
Promise me, Kimiko.
promise.
Vladimir lifted the test tube to his lips and threw his head back to swallow it all at once.
Ah,
Vladimir stumbled backward into the workbench.
pain.
He slumped down, his back sliding down the front of the counter as he lost control of his legs.
Help me.
Followed the captain forward, and we both knelt at Vladimir's sides. We arranged ourselves as a barrier so that Melody couldn't watch. Grip my hand if it hurts.
I was supposed to protect her. Sora, she left me to protect her.
It's not your fault. You did a great job. We'll protect her now.
Ah!
He crushed my hand so hard, I thought I might have to get it amputated.
Ah!
And suddenly, he wasn't gripping me at all. I think he's gone. Katashi had lost his grip on Melody, and she ran over to us before anyone could stop her.
Papa, wake up!
Katashi!
Katashi came forward to try and grab hold of Melody again, but she was already down on the ground between me and the captain, shaking her father.
say, the execution was kind of dull, but the after party is great.
Whoa, what? Scheiße, Junge. It was crowded enough around Lenny's body, but Nicholas stepped forward and crouched down next to Melody.
I'm afraid your father has gone to sleep for a long time.
Why?
Sometimes adults have to do things we don't want to. He's gone to be with your mother. Do you remember what he said to you?
No!
He said that he loves you very much. Do you remember that?
Yes?
Don't forget that. Okay?
Okay.
What did he say?
Mommy and Papa love me.
That's right. We need to move your father so he can be somewhere safe and comfortable. That means you have to say goodbye now.
Why won't he wake up?
Because he can't, no matter how much he wants to. But he's been very brave, and you should tell him that.
Papa? Nicholas says I have to say goodbye, and that you're very brave. Good night, Papa. I love you.
They stretched an arm across so that she could hug her father one more time.
You're brave too. Melody, your father would be proud. Nicholas, you take her. Beatrix can help me here.
All right. Melody, why don't we go and talk in the Eco Lounge?
Melody stood up and grabbed onto Nicholas' hand with both of hers.
Okay.
Everyone else is dismissed. If that's okay with Di.
Di had already gone, disappeared when she got bored. Beatrix and the captain took charge of the body. The rest of us went our separate ways, most of us to our quarters, to hide away and wonder who the next game would take. Ja, grüner Wodka. Chapter 3. Ja, die mussten auf dem Schiff selber brennen bestimmt. Da ist irgendwas schiefgegangen vielleicht. I woke in a sweat. My violent dreams had been filled with images of the spinning centrifuge, numbers circling and counting down until my time was up. Checked the time, 3 a.m. I decided to make my way to the bath for a quick shower before trying to get back to sleep. Not even a fish could sleep in these clothes right now. Oh, nächster Fernservice? Oh, war wohl doch niemand da. I had a quick, half-asleep shower. The water was warm and comforting. 15 minutes later I was dressed and my way back to the quarters. Datte? Turned to find the captain standing behind me in the hallway. Good morning, Captain.
What are you doing up at this hour? Are you having trouble sleeping?
I woke up soaked after some pretty bad dreams, so I decided to hit the shower before getting back to bed.
I see. These games are taking their toll on everyone.
So her eyes flicker with sadness. I knew Yoshiki's death was still a raw subject for her.
I do hope we arrive at a solution soon.
I'm working on it every waking moment.
Have you had any progress?
Die keine Zuversicht-Mission, die Hoffnung machen, so halb, oder philosophisch werden. What would you consider progress?
Speaking in riddles now?
That is a great teacher. The left corner of the captain's lip turned up at my joke. Clearly she was not a morning person. No, sorry, I mean...
Out with it.
Well, I haven't worked out how to stop Di just yet, but I honestly believe that probability is on my side. Each day that I don't solve the problem, the probability of solving the Di issue grows the next day. It must be at least 100% by now. Kimiko smiled for a moment, struggling to hide her laughter.
That isn't how probability works.
Huh. Why not? Kimiko let out a hearty laugh.
I am starting to question your ability as a scientist. I think maybe you spent too much time with Yoshiki. This is eerily similar to how he believed that probability worked.
Kimiko smiled, previous wariness fading. She needed that laugh more than even I knew. Ah well, in that case, technically no progress, I guess. Können wir hier jetzt Romance in der? Das ist, glaube ich, ihre Route, würde ich sagen.
I'm sure you will get there. If there's anything I can do to help, please don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you.
Shall I escort you back to your quarters? They are on my way.
I always welcome your company. I smiled at Kimiko, and she did the same.
I hope that you have better luck sleeping this time.
Me too. Well, this is me. I guess I will see you in the morning. The proper morning this time.
That you will.
Good night, Captain.
Good night.
I entered my quarters and slid back into bed. Thankfully, the sweat in my bed had already dried. I made a mental note to change the sheets later. Just as my mind began wondering about where there were more sheets on the ship, I fell into a deep sleep.
Wake up, sleepyhead!
I jolted awake to find Dai standing beside me, smiling. Aww.
It's a new day and a new deletion game. Sweet science, I love the mornings.
I sat up, still half asleep, processing what was happening.
Get your butt to the dining hall.
Ah yes, I'm on my way, Dai. I zipped around my quarters as I quickly made myself presentable, before making my way to the dining hall. I arrived at the dining hall, once again to see a sea of faces, each one looking as if they'd been handed a death sentence and were awaiting the executioner. I shuffled my way through to the back, where I took a seat and prepared myself for Dai's inevitable showboating.
What a beautiful morning. Captain, have you stopped to smell the roses?
The captain rolled her eyes at Dai.
Oh yes, no roses on this ship. My apologies. I guess we could substitute roses with corpses?
Dai, just get on with it, please.
I don't think so, Capitan. I want to chit-chat before getting down to business. How else will we build a rapport?
The captain sat in silence, refusing to engage with Dai any further. Dai turned her attention to the others.
Nikki, you have to share your secrets on how you keep so fit.
Nicholas sat up and decided to play along. After all, arguing wouldn't help anyone.
There is no secret, really. I'm just lucky genetically, I guess.
Okay. Okay.
It clearly isn't genetic.
Oh?
Dai pointed in Beatrix's direction.
This?
Excuse me?
Oh, Trixie, don't take offense. I know you didn't choose to look like that. If anything, I feel sorry for you.
Tisk.
Beatrix rolled her eyes, and I could see Nicholas trying to hide a smirk. They may be twins, but siblings apparently enjoyed each other's irritation. Datte. Yes?
What do you think of my genetics? Impressed?
Yes, I'm impressed. So very impressed.
Oh? What would you say is my most impressive feature?
So, Chat, wollen wir irgendwas? Das sind alles sehr schöne Komplimente für Sie. Each round of the deletion game is delightfully unique. Your smile, it's simply breathtaking. Your eyes are like a sunset, warm and comforting. Take B, take money. Your smile, it's simply breathtaking.
I did didn't know you felt this way.
Kind of put me on the spot.
I'm glad I did. I had no idea you appreciated me so much.
I stared at me intensely. Shifted my seat uncomfortable, trying to hide my nervousness.
Whoa, is it just me or is it getting hot in here?
Oder können wir... Oh, wir können sie daten, wie so... Hier. I found herself as she winked at me.
Focus.
Oh, Captain. Are you jealous I have his attention?
The captain looked embarrassed and avoided eye contact with me when I glanced at her.
Of course not. Now get on with it.
Oh nein, sie werden sich... Oh, die beiden werden sich um mich streiten.
All right. I'm satisfied with the quality of our chit-chat. And that last conversation may have given me something to think about later as I wash my hair. Welcome to the new round of the deletion game. Vampire Children! Vampire Children.
Oh, das kennen wir ja schon. Das.
After, if more now, the vamp, but if the beacon, any.
No, we got it.
Excellent.
I suddenly stepped out of the room and the broadcast opened overhead. We could all hear Dai using her best customer service voice.
We understand that you have a choice in deletion game carrier and want to thank you all so much for choosing the Die Deletion game service. We murder for your satisfaction, and we look forward to servicing you again this Sunday.
Ich find's halt gut bei dem Vampire's Child Game, dass wir halt wirklich in jeder Route entweder nicht gespielt haben oder das Vampir verloren haben. Made my way back to my quarters and let the rules of the game sink in. Felt a hand lightly touch my foot and I jolted awake.
Sorry to startle you. I kept saying your name, but you wouldn't wake up.
Sadaban could make out Kimiko sitting at the edge of my bed. Captain?
I'm sorry to wake you up so early. I was just hoping you could join me on the bridge for a moment.
Sure. Let me just get dressed.
Wonderful. I will see you shortly.
The captain left, and I quickly got dressed and hurried to the bridge. I arrived and found Kimiko alone. She turned to greet me.
All right, know the reason why you are here.
Just as the captain was about to start explaining, Shizuka appeared on the bridge, wiping her eyes.
Seriously, Captain? It's like 6 a.m. What's so important?
It is about the black hole.
I thought we already discussed this.
We did. I am just needing confirmation that we are on course, and that we can avoid the black hole.
Yes, I remember. Your argument made sense. So what's the problem?
We will be at the closest point to the black hole tomorrow just after 4 a.m. and...
Shizuka tried to stifle her yawn, but was unsuccessful.
Captain, it will be fine. We will be at the closest point to the event horizon just after 4 a.m. tomorrow, and then after that, it is smooth sailings.
The captain still looked concerned, but Shizuka ignored her.
If that's everything, I'm going back to bed.
Before the captain could respond, Shizuka slinked off the bridge, leaving the two of us alone.
People are already dying on my watch. I don't want to sentence the entire crew to death at once.
Captain, I'm sure you made the correct decision. As long as we avoid entering the event horizon, the worst of that we'll need to deal with time dilation, but even then, the difference shouldn't be observable by us.
Time dilation?
To put it simply, time passes slower for those closer to a black hole than those farther away from it. So a day to us might be in fact be a year for those outside of its influence. But theoretically, we shouldn't even notice. The captain started looking even more concerned. Nothing I was saying was helping her. Maybe I was making it worse. My father always said that people are like parrots. They love their own reflections and voices. Maybe this is what he meant? Here goes. Captain, would you rather have a 100% chance of death or a 50% chance? The captain's buried demeanor quickly melted away, and she turned to me, smirking.
Wise words. I wonder where you got them from. But you are right, and so was I. Not chancing the black hole is a death sentence in itself.
See, all better. No point in worrying about what we can't control. We either die from a black hole or a psychotic AI system. Both noble deaths. The captain looked stern for a moment before breaking into a laugh.
Noble indeed. Thank you for the laugh and for your counsel.
Glad I could help.
Are you going to return to bed then?
I'm up now, so perhaps it would be best if I stayed up and got to work.
What are you working on?
Parents' work is calling me. Okay, was sagst du dazu? Das ist... The captain stared at me intensely for what felt like an eternity before bursting in uncontrollable laughter. Nice. You're not taking my music career seriously. The captain had finally lost all composure. Captain, I expected you to be more supportive. The captain straightened up, laughter replaced by a mock stern face.
Captain, I order you to yodel for me right now.
Uh-oh.
I'm
What?
being supportive. Yodel.
Das ist doch bestimmt auch interessant als Voice Actor, wenn du für eine Sci-Fi Deletion Game einsprichst und dann sollst du Voice Lines übers Jodeln reinmachen. Da wir gerade aktuell 1 Uhr nachts haben, werde ich auch selber nicht mal jodeln. Außer jemand donatet mir natürlich 50 € oder so. Oder Donation Goal, Link. So, I yodel, run away. I took a deep breath and tried hard to imagine what yodeling sounds like. I could imitate it. Yodelay? Yodelay you? It was definitely not a yodel. The captain did not look impressed.
I hope that you're in the early days of your career, because quite frankly, that was terrible.
Well, today is my first day. The captain smiled playfully as I continued to squirm under her gaze, before she eventually broke into laughter.
I wish you all the best in your endeavors.
Thank you, Captain.
Perhaps I will check up on you later.
The captain grinned mischievously.
To check on your progress, of course.
Oh no. She horny? Of course, Captain. I did an awkward salute, left the bridge and headed towards the lab to make the most of the day ahead. pulled up all of my parents' work out once more and hoped that something would fly up off the page at me. Hours passed, and I had still made no headway as I stared at only half of the puzzle. Nope, still nothing. Thanks, Mom and Dad. This makes so much sense.
Parents can be testing at times, even after they have departed this world.
I jumped up and saw the captain looming behind me. Oh, hello, Captain. Tried to hide my embarrassment at being overheard. She smiled warmly.
I have come for a progress report. Please give me some good news.
Dropped my head in disappointment. I'm sorry, Captain.
That is less than ideal.
Silence filled the room. The tension in the air was palpable. Palpable?
I have a request.
What is it?
Could you please join me in my quarters after you have finished here?
Of course, Captain.
Wonderful. I look forward to your arrival.
Before I could say another word, the captain rushed out of the lab as quickly as he had arrived. Soon after, I threw in the towel and I packed up all of my work before making my way to the captain's quarters. I arrived at the captain's quarters to find the captain sitting on the floor in front of her couch, clearly awaiting my arrival. Oh, no, 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 no. Hello, Captain.
Please, come sit with me for this.
The captain curtness threw me off guard a little. Straight to it, yeah?
We are beyond polite chit-chat at this point.
I suppose you're right. Sat down next to the captain and waited in silence for her to speak.
With little progress having been made, tomorrow's game will go ahead as I planned and one of us will die.
Sat in silence and nodded solemnly.
And that somebody could be me or you.
If this was a pep talk, it wasn't filling me with confidence so far.
Our time is fleeting, and so, there is no time like the present.
Oh, Captain, I'm unsure. The captain motioned for my silence, a finger gently placed on my lips.
Living and dying on this ship gives me a sense of duty. I was born to lead and to serve this ship, this crew.
The captain pulled herself, dead low over my eyes.
I never thought I would allow myself to feel this way.
This is what... Oh, gut, dass es nach 22 Uhr ist. Boy. The captain gracefully straddled me, hands drawing my face.
I found my forever.
Wow. The captain held my gaze unwaveringly. Her eyes were the softest I'd ever seen them. The deep purple of her irises ringed by a glow. A corona. Oh no. A corona of primal urgency. Als ich vorher Bidding Wars geguckt habe, wie ich das richtig machen musste, dass ich auf diese Route komme, habe ich aus Versehen auch dieses Thumbnail gesehen. Deswegen war ich ein bisschen vorgewarnt. Aber ich habe nicht erwartet, dass es so schnell kommt.
Do you feel the same?
Komm. Captain, you are...
In our company? Please, call me Kimi.
Oh. Oh. Das hat bestimmt ihre... Oh, das muss im Passwort sein. Kimi, you're my forever.
Would you stay the evening? Here, in my quarters?
Yes, 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 yes. I would be honored. Kimi stood up and entered the bathroom to prepare for bed. I removed the watch from my pocket and placed it upon her nightstand before slipping into bed myself. Wie alt sind wir eigentlich? Sind wir legal? It wasn't long before she joined me. Dieses komplette Fanservice-Route hier alles gerade. I rolled over and noticed that I was now alone. I looked at the time. It was just after 4 a.m. Cause Kimi is already back at work. I was lying there staring at the ceiling for a moment when I noticed a green light on the roof. What is that? I rolled over, and on the bedside table the pocket watch glowed green. The watch is on. The watch is working. I let out a yell of excitement as I madly fumbled for the watch. Zeit für die Strandepisode. Firebird. Du musst einfach nur eine Stunde zurück und dann hast du die. Später im VOD. I stood stunned, holding the watch tightly in my palm. Now what? So. Wobei, ich kann es hier einfach kurz zeigen. So. Bei dem Button Press auf der Seite sind wir hier gelandet. So. Auf der Seite hätten wir auch Shizuka romanced. So, wir drücken's. Und das passiert.
Hey, he's awake!
Huh?
Can't see, right? It's the sunlight, I think.
Fanservice und alles sind da. So.
Hurry up, Shizuka! Get back over here. Beatrix is ready to serve.
He'll be fine. Get your butt over here.
Still couldn't quite discern what was happening. It took about a minute for my eyes to make out anything but vague silhouettes. I felt for the watch. It was still in my pocket, but something was now seriously wrong. The lights were now violently flashing both red and green. What could it mean? I looked up to see what the crew were doing, and what I saw in front of me was unexpected. Captain?
I am a bit busy.
Are you guys playing beach volleyball?
What does it look like, sailor?
Vor allem, warum ein Kopf? Warum ein Kopf? But how? Where are we?
That is unknown.
Wait, how is I outside the ship? Wait, where is the ship? I looked around and couldn't see the ship. Or a shuttle. Or a building. Stimmt, ist hier im Hintergrund? Wir sind bestimmt immer noch in einem Raum. Es wird einfach nur alles projiziert. How is I touching the ball? Are you using a head for the ball? What is happening here?
Last log entry. Sunday, 4:11 a.m. Captain Kimiko Yukimori.
More Swinsit Omnia.
We didn't avoid the black hole.
That is unknown.
Are we all dead?
That is unknown.
Who cares, sailor? Let's just enjoy ourselves while it lasts.
And that is just what I did. Forever. So. Gehen wir jetzt mal wieder. Laden wir den Spielstand. So. Press the button. I woke to find myself lying on the floor of Kimiko's quarters. Huh. What happened? I rolled onto my side to try and catch my breath and my thoughts. I wonder what time it is. The game must be starting shortly. Did the pocket watch work? Nothing about me indicates any change. Wait. Where is the pocket watch? I sat up, intrigued, when Kimiko burst into the room with tears and streaming down her face, clutching the very pocket watch I had just in my hands. Kimiko? She stopped in her tracks.
You!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wir haben... Da haben wir auch irgendwas verkackt in dieser Timeline. What's wrong? What happened?
Who are you?
Uh-oh. Oder man kennt uns einfach nicht. Kimiko became enraged. Her once kind eyes now blazed with an indescribable fury. Kimi, it's me. What do you mean, who are you?
I just watched the woman I love die. And you dare come here with her face, with her name?
Kimi? The only logical cause of this could be that I had changed dimensions. In this dimension, I must have died just after losing a deletion game. The woman I love? Aber wir sind männlich. I died?
You will die again soon for this insult to her legacy!
Her? Kimi, please calm down. I can explain.
How dare you address me with such familiarity? I?
Uh-oh. I appeared in the room instantly upon hearing Kimiko's cry. Aber hier steht doch Switch to Girl. Und hier ist das männliche Zeichen.
Yes, Captain?
Uh-oh. I noticed me immediately. Uh-oh. Datte? Yes, it's me.
My scans are indicating that you are a man, not a woman.
Oh, okay. Es ist also wirklich beabsichtigt. Okay.
Do you possess two bodies? I have never heard of an instance of a human changing sex upon death.
No, but I can explain.
Let me speak to Dai.
Captain, I have only just regained control. Are you sure you want me to relinquish control to die?
This is an order. Bring me Dai.
I bowed and accepted the captain's command.
Of course, Captain.
I raised her head, revealing the fiery red eyes and sinister smile that only Dai could possess.
Me summoned? Hath the sky fallen and hell frozen over?
Dai, is this a joke?
Kimiko pointed at me, at which Dai became very intrigued.
Did you become a man? Is this because I said you should die like one? It was a joke, not an actual recommendation.
If you knew what you were talking about, Dai.
Did you do this?
Dai shrugged nonchalantly.
Nope, wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Is this not the woman you just murdered before my eyes?
Kimiko was becoming more short-tempered with each minute that passed. Kimi, it's me. Please let me explain. I think I have changed. Dai interrupted me as if I weren't even there.
Scans indicate that he has a similar DNA structure, but nope, different person.
Uh-oh. Please, I'm from an alternate dimension. It wasn't me. Kimiko stopped abruptly and leaned around beside me as she placed her hands on my cheek. Uh-oh, die wird uns erwürgen.
Did you manage to get the pocket watch working?
I was shaking slightly. My Kimiko made me feel warm and safe. This wasn't her. I think I did. Uh-oh. Kimiko held up the watch she was clutching when she first entered.
So with this, I can change dimensions. I can find her again.
Oh, das war so klar. Another version of her, yes. But we should really focus on the Dai situation first.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Super rude. I'm standing right here.
The left corner of Kimiko's lip curled upon hearing my suggestion.
I should work with you to solve this issue. And then find a way back to her.
I was glad Kimiko was being reason. This was one of the many reasons I adored her. There certainly was a much more pressing matter. Yes, exactly.
I suppose you were right.
Kimiko sighed as she stood up, now clenching the watch tightly.
I want to see you on the bridge in 5 minutes. Gather yourself and meet me there.
Yeah, of course. Kimiko headed towards the door, addressing Dai as she reached the threshold.
Dai, lock this room down and cut off the local oxygen supply.
Das war so klar. What? No, Kimi!
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Dai saluted, smiling sadistically.
I told you not to address me as such.
Uh-oh. Dai snarled as the door shut. I threw myself at the doorway, but it was too late. Dai had already room on the lockdown and had no way to escape. Oxygen levels in the captain's quarters are at critical level. I repeat, oxygen levels are at critical levels. I gasped for air, my lungs rivering as I became more lightheaded. My thoughts dwindled and I started slipping away. As I lost consciousness, one last sound rang through my foggy mind. You have died. Sweet, isn't it? So, wie immer. Keine gute Idee. Wait until after dealing with today's deletion game. Chapter 4. Don't know what would happen. Should I press the buttons? Perhaps I should see the council first. I pocketed the watch again and plotted a course to the bridge, where I knew I would find reliable guidance on the matter. I found the captain and Shizuka busying themselves with the panels and monitors at the helm of the bridge.
Are we on course?
Yes, Captain. Our trajectory is nearing the closest point to the black hole and will be in its gravitational influence for T-minus 6.5 hours.
Die Textbook stimmt da nicht ganz mit überein. Oh, okay.
Should there be any problems?
Our navigational equipment confirms that our path is clear, and there are no nearby debris fields to worry about.
Perfect. Lock the course in and keep me updated if anything changes.
I decided that now was the best time to interject. Good morning, Captain. Shizuka.
Greetings.
Shizuka did not look happy to see me.
If he's up, why couldn't he be doing this? I could still be asleep, you know.
Ich bin nicht der Navigator.
Shizuka, you are the only qualified navigator. It makes sense that you would, navigate.
Shizuka heaved a great sigh as she returned to the monitor in front of her.
How can I help you?
It was slightly off-putting that the captain could mask so effortlessly what has transpired between us. I actually came to seek your counsel.
And I am actually pretty busy at the moment. How important is this?
I would say of vital importance. Could see the captain feel the impact of my purposely weighted words. She dismissed Shizuka so that we could have some space to talk. Space.
What is it? What's wrong?
The pocket watch. I think it's working. I pulled the watch from my pocket and showed it to Kimiko. She examined the watch, not a glimmer of emotion showing on those stony features. She could be impenetrable sometimes.
I see.
She handed the watch back to me.
And why do you need my counsel?
Well, what would you do if you were me?
If I were in your position, what would I do?
Kimiko closed her eyes, thinking deeply.
If I had any method that had a chance to save my crew, I would take my chances.
Really? Even without knowing every possible outcome?
If I continued to keep trying what hadn't been working up until now, everyone would die. As the saying goes, insanity is doing the same thing over and over, but expecting different results.
Huh. Well said.
Just take your time to think this through, and then make a decision. Remember that dire situations sometimes call for drastic action.
Thank you, Kimi. You've really been a big help. I thanked Kimiko one last time before leaving the bridge. Back in my quarters, I sat resolutely at the end of my bed, holding a pocket watch at eye level, trying to look inside it for the answers I sought. Minutes dragged out into hours.
Yoo-hoo! You there? Hello?
Shook my head, breaking out of my trance-like state, finding Dai stood before me.
Celebration time! He's alive after all.
Dai, what do you want?
Well, if you were listening to my announcement over the PA, which you clearly weren't, you would know that I'm here to inform you if you've made the cut for the vampire team.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Is your PA system broken or something?
I shrugged.
Hang on a second, let me just check.
Dai shouted over the top of the sound. Nice.
No, it definitely works. It seems that you are either incredibly rude or you're trying to avoid me.
The noise cut out, leaving my ears ringing. Sorry, Dai. It wasn't my intention at all.
You're lucky I'm in a good mood today. I forgive you.
Thanks, Dai. So, why are you in a good mood?
I'm glad you asked. I'm just so happy that I have the greatest job in the universe. I couldn't be more excited for today's game. I think this has to be my magnum opus.
Loving your world does make things easier.
That it does. Now the reason I'm here. Drum roll. You are not the father.
Oh nein. Wait, what? Whose father?
Sorry. I've been watching some vintage reality TV in my spare time.
If enough spare time to watch TV, shouldn't you be planning new and gruesome ways to kill us all?
I'm not going to dignify that with an answer. I think you've glossed over the important part. You aren't the vampire.
Wer könnte nur dann der Vampir sein? Okay, that's good, I guess.
Is it? Myself, I would much rather be the vampire.
Just so you can kill people?
Oh, you know me so well.
Sighed with relief. I dodged a bullet there. There was no way that being the vampire was a good thing in this game. I yawned audibly, clearly trying to tell me that she was bored with me now.
Well, this was pleasant. Be seeing you.
I vanished as her hand was halfway to her mouth to stifle yet another yawn. Moments later, I heard her through the ship's PA system.
Everyone has now been allocated their role. The first round will begin at 9 a.m. sharp. You have just under 2 hours to mingle and scheme. Eee, this is so exciting!
Guess no one's cutting me a break. First the pocket watch and now the deletion game. The deletion game was certainly a more pressing matter and required my immediate focus. Placed the pocket watch back on the bedside table and put it out of my mind for the time being. So, to win I need to make the most human babies. Didn't want to win if Kimi didn't have an equal good chance to. We both needed to survive this game together. At the very least, she needs to not have created fierce babies. I decided that I should discuss a few plans of attack with Kimiko, but it seems that she had similar ideas as I ran into her down the hallway from my room.
I was just coming to speak with you.
Great minds think alike, it seems. She blushed at the concept that I was also seeking her out.
Turn around. We need to speak in private.
Turn around. I inclined my head and I led the way back. Settling down at the couch, Kimiko lost no time in getting straight to the issue at hand.
I have been named the vampire.
My heart plummeted. This was not good news. To be the vampire meant 1 versus 6. There were no odds I felt confident about. They were not odds I felt confident about.
And I want you to be my Clyde.
Kimi. Her usual rock-solid composure was starting to fray around the edges.
If we are on opposite teams, the chances are that one of us will die. I don't ever want to be without you again. I have always had a purpose in one way or another, but now, my life has meaning.
Oh, Kimi.
So, will you partner with me?
Oh, yes. You and me against the world.
Is that a yes?
I would rather die by your side than live in a world that doesn't have you in it. Aww. Kimiko leapt into my arms, tears flying.
We will win. When we work together, I know we can.
Bis jetzt sah die Gewinnrate für Vampire sehr schlecht aus. Even if you don't, my last moments will be with you. That's all I care about. Kimiko's eyes locked with mine, and I knew that I had made the right decision when I saw a fierce fire lit within them.
Thank you. I do not know how I can ever repay you.
Die Route scheint ein paar neue Sprites zu haben, oder? Ich glaube, das hatten wir noch nicht. She hugged me tightly, and I clung onto her like my life depended on it. Pulling out of the hug, she swiftly reverted back to the role of a staunch, unwavering captain.
I must return to the bridge. We do not want to garner suspicion.
Ich würde ja gerne auch dazu Nein sagen, aber ich würde mich so schlecht... Oh, da würde ich mich schlecht fühlen. Wait, what? Hä? Warum kann es da weitergehen? Warum sterben wir hier schon? What the fuck? We certainly wouldn't want anyone knowing that we were lovers. Nice.
I meant in regards to the deletion game, but I guess that too.
Kimiko gave me a heart-melting smile before she returned to her duties. The game was beginning in the next hour or so, and I really needed to get in the right headspace. Decided to have a cold shower to shock me awake, so I could focus on how to keep myself and Kimiko alive. Oh, vielleicht ist jetzt schon jemand tot. Wobei. Upon arrival, I saw light reflecting off of the bathroom tiles. Uh-oh. I turned around and a very strange sight greeted me. Oh. Die?
Oh, hey!
Naja, sie hat vorher gesagt, sie würde ihre Haare waschen. What exactly are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing?
Washing your hair?
So why ask? You can clearly see what I'm doing.
I guess, but you know, you don't really need to.
How do you think my hair has such a glossy shine? A girl needs to take care of herself.
Kann es dann Kimiko erwischen und uns umbringen? Would you like me to wash your hair?
Keep your hands to yourself, pervert.
Aww. Do you really have a choice in the matter? I ran my hand through her hair. The hologram flickered slightly as I did.
I like you so much.
Enough to not kill me?
Nice try. Let me finish my hair. I'll be with you in just a moment.
I turned away for a few seconds.
Ta-da! How do I look?
As ravishing as usual. I bobbed up and down in pure pleasure at my response.
Now, the reason I'm here.
Isn't it to wash your hair?
That was a happy side effect. Now, a little birdie tells me that you and the captain are vampires.
Well, you do run the game, so that makes sense.
Well, I want you to win.
Oh. What? Why?
Let's just say that I like you, so I want you to win.
If you don't want to kill me, why not just call off the game entirely?
It's not quite that simple.
How is it?
I said it's not that simple.
I shook off a sudden burst of anger, regaining her composure.
In round 2, I suggest that you breed with Melody.
Why would I do that?
She'd be by far the easiest to convince.
She's only a child.
And, as it currently stands, also the most unnecessary crew member.
Oof. Die. I can't do that.
You must win!
Look, of course I want to win, but I'm not going to sentence Melody to death in order to do so.
Fine. Enjoy the afterlife.
I threw her hands up in exasperation, vanishing on the spot. I remembered the reason I had come to the bath in the first place. I knew that the frigid embrace of the cold shower wasn't the reason I was shuddering. It was the thought of sacrificing Melody that made me really shiver. As I finished up, Di's voice came over to the ship's PA.
Good morning, my Randy crew. The time has come for you to spread your seed, share the fruit of your loins, sow your fertile oats. Well, you get the picture. If everyone could please report to the hallway outside the dining hall and form an orderly queue, it's time to get down and dirty.
Auch mal wieder nach einer langen Zeit dürfen wir Vampire's Child spielen. Down and dirty, and I just finished my shower too. As I just pulled on my clothes and trucked to the dining hall as instructed. I was among the last to arrive.
It's about time. Not that eager to become a father.
Yeah, let's just get this over with, die.
Wow, the attitude. I feel sorry for your future children.
Yes, Di, we get it. He would make a terrible father and husband. Can we get down to business?
Meow, Captain. You're the boss. Ahem. Welcome, welcome. Today's the day you all become proud parents, or the undead. Each round takes half an hour. Within that period, you and a single unique partner may enter the dining hall to breed. Once you have bred, please leave the hall so others may use the space. When the round comes to an end, I will announce the birth tally and round 2 will begin. After 3 rounds, the game will come to an end, along with someone's life. I just can't explain how much I love this game. I don't know if it's the death or the breeding, but this game makes me so excited. I'll be waiting inside the dining hall to join you together in your partnerships. Round 1 starts now. Toodles!
I leapt through the wall of the dining hall. I looked around me and saw that the crew had already broken into factions. Beatrix and Nicholas were together, of course, as was Shizuka and Katashi. Melody is still with them. I sighed in relief. She would be safe with them. Nicholas and Beatrix entered the dining hall just as the captain approached me.
Hello. Would you like to breed?
Ich dachte, das hatten wir schon gestern gemacht. I looked around and saw the others watching over their shoulders at us, trying to catch a snippet of the conversation. Are you the vampire?
No, I am not. Are you?
I shook my head, perhaps a tad too vigorously, so trying to convince the others that this wasn't rehearsed.
Then, shall we?
I nodded. After Beatrix and Nicholas were done inside, Kimiko and I replaced them. Phrasing.
If it isn't the lovebirds we've all been waiting for.
I'd like to become a vampire. I will become Kimiko's partner in crime.
Captain, do you agree with this? You want me to make him a vampire?
The captain paused for a second, then nodded in agreement, resolution strong on her face.
So romantic. Alrighty, please place your hands on the terminal so I can get you two hitched.
Together we placed our hands on the terminals.
Congratulations! I now pronounce you Mr. and Mrs. Vampire. You may now suck the crew.
You may now suck the crew. I laughed dryly, without any real mirth. Thanks, Di.
Good luck, you two. I'm so proud seeing my babies all grown up.
We left the dining hall with relief. I always managed to make situations as awkward as possible. Katashi and Melody passed us on their way inside. Found a position by the wall to wait until the end of the round. And Shizuka immediately approached us.
Hey, Captain?
Hey.
Are either of you the vampire?
Who? Me? No.
Captain?
No, I'm not.
Shizuka nodded, seemingly content with our response. She drifted off, looking like she was now scoping out another pair to interrogate. Melody burst out of the dining hall entrance, with a very exhausted-looking Katashi dragged along by her hand.
I made a baby!
Dieses Spiel! Es hat zu viel Spaß mit seinen Inudens bei Vampire's Child.
That's right. We both did.
I want to call mine Sprinkles.
Sprinkles isn't a real name, Melody.
Sagst du zur Melody?
Why not? Why is Melody okay, but not Sprinkles?
Katashi sighed, knowing it was impossible to argue with someone of her age. True.
Sprinkles is a beautiful name, dear.
Moments later, the first round come to a close.
Thank you all for participating in Vampire Children. Here are the results of round 1. Ta-da!
Results were pretty much what I expected them to be. For humans, babies were created, and 1 vampire child was created. Total human babies? 4! Vampire children? 1.
Round 2 starts now!
Dai disappeared as I worked out our next plan of attack.
Sprinkles is one of them, right?
Yes, Melody. Di will look after Sprinkles for you until the game is finished.
Oh, okay.
Now that round 2 had begun, I needed to make sure to breed in order to keep both Kimiko and me alive. The others were also milling around, contemplating who to breed with. Gut gespeichert. Shizuka took Melody by the hand, leading her to the 9. Ah, warte. So, Shizuka. Ich hab kurz Kimiko gelesen, dachte ich mir so, oh shit. From the looks of the room, I had 3 options. Nehmen wir mal Beatrix. Ich glaube aber, die wird uns ablehnen. Approached Beatrix in hopes of convincing her to breed. Beatrix, are you the vampire?
How dare you?
No, I'm not accusing you of being the vampire. Asking because I think we should breed if you want.
Oh.
Oh, Beatrix looked down her impressive nose at me, and I could see her obvious displeasure with me.
Well, I'm not the vampire.
Okay.
In no comprehensible world would I ever breed with you. But consider yourself very lucky that I will make an exception this one time.
Oh. I certainly do. Thank you, Beatrix. We waited for Melody and Shizuka to be done before making our way inside.
Welcome to Dai's Baby Factory. In order to achieve the desired results, please place your hands on your respective terminals and I will work my magic.
We both places our hands on the terminals as per her instructions.
Congratulations! You've officially consummated.
Ick.
Before Dai could finish her showboating, Beatrix had already turned and left. I followed suit, passing Kimiko and Katashi as I did.
Monkey, did you make babies?
Yep, and you?
I did! Now I have Sprinkles and Rainbow.
Where are they? Melody looked at me as if I were barking mad.
They aren't real. They're imaginary, silly monkey.
We laughed in unison as Kimiko and Katashi joined the group.
Thank you again for another thrilling round. I will now display the results after round 2.
The results were displayed, and again, as expected. 2 humans babies created, 2 vampire children created, total humans 6. Vampire children 3.
Which starts now.
1 more round and we should have everyone on the side of the vampires.
This game is starting to heat up. It's gonna be a great final round.
Which, by the way,
I'm glad
was...
you finally arrived.
Huh. I dashed back to the dining hall. Before I could even consider my next move, Shizuka addressed the whole group.
Can I please have everyone's attention?
Oh, sie sagt jetzt einfach nicht breeden gehen. We all turned to face Shizuka as she spoke.
I know who the vampire is.
What? How did you know?
He and the captain are both vampires.
Ah, shit.
Excuse me?
I'm really sorry about this, Captain. I know it's you and him.
What? We're not the vampires.
Yes, you are.
Prove it.
Okay.
I racked my brain to try and imagine what her proof could be.
In the first round, 1 vampire child was created. That means that either Katashi and Melody, Beatrix and Nicholas, or you and the captain are the vampire pair. In round 2, 2 more vampire children were created.
So,
Only one of the couples had both people play again in round 2.
oh shit. She was right. Damn. She's more onto it than she let on.
Which means that you and the captain have to be the vampires.
So. Lassen wir jetzt den Captain sterben? Oder werden sie versuchen, jemand anderes umzubringen? Mal gucken. Shizuka addressed the crew en masse once more.
If you aren't the vampire, I am asking you to not breed this round, knowing that I will die if I'm wrong.
Putting your own life on the line to prove a point? I can respect that,
Scheiße.
Shizuka.
Very well. Neither my sister nor I will breed this round.
Ich find's halt echt schön, wie sie immer Vampire Straight outplayen als Spiel. Kadashi nodded, clearly agreeing with this plan too.
2 children is already too much for me to handle.
Shizuka turned to the now despondent captain and me.
Sorry, guys. You lose.
The captain and I stood in stunned silence as our world crashed down around us. I poked a head around the door.
Really? No one's breeding? I know parenting is hard, but really?
No, Dai. We just know who the vampire is already.
Damn it, Shizuka. Stop ruining my games with your nerdy gamer logic.
Sorry, Dai. It's my only strength, so I'm going to use it.
I appealed to the rest of the crew.
So no one wants to breed?
No one stepped forward. I sighed with disappointment.
I guess that brings this game to its conclusion. Thank you for playing Vampire Children. Still my favorite game to date, despite stupid Shizuka ruining the ending. And as you know, here is the final score.
0 humans baby created, 0 vampire children created. Total human babies, 6. Vampire children, 3.
The vampire has lost.
Wait, vampire? Singular? Surely she meant vampires.
Congratulations! You've lost this round of the game, which means you've won an early exit from this ship.
Oh. Oh, fick dich, Dai. Wow.
What?
Sorry, Captain, but they were the vampire.
I know he was. I made him one!
Dai ignored the captain.
If you would, please do me the honor of spinning the wheel of fatalities.
Absolutely not!
Having a rough time there, Captain? First Yoshiki and now them.
I was the vampire!
I was unsure of exactly what was happening. Kimiko was right. She was the vampire. I just partnered with her.
Dai, I'm gonna have to agree with the captain on this one. I'm sure she is the main vampire, and he is Clyde.
Oh, and how do you figure that?
I asked her if she was a vampire, and she has a really obvious tell.
That's not proof at all, you know, Shizuka.
Kimiko lost her cool entirely. She was angrier than I ever thought possible. Than I even thought possible.
Why are you not following your own rules?
Are you accusing me of cheating?
Yes, I am. You're cheating! I should have lost! I did lose! Count me!
What's going on here?
I'm sorry, but you won't be dying today.
I lost the game! They are your rules!
The rules state that I have to kill the vampire if they lose. I intend to do just that.
I am the vampire!
Well, you certainly were at the end of the game. But I say that they're the ones who'll die.
You! I will end you if it is the last thing I do!
I laughed in the face of the captain's threat.
All the crew is to proceed in a calm and orderly fashion to the shuttle bay.
What?
This is more than enough drama for one day. Forget the will. Let's just get this over with.
First she was caught lying and now she was rushing the execution? The crew moved as if in a dream towards the shuttle bay, but Kimiko stood firm, blocking the exit before I could leave. Kimiko.
I will not let you die alone. I will die with you.
Her anger turned to desperation.
Die, please. Please! Just let me die with him!
No, absolutely not.
But I lost.
Yes, you did.
Then let me die in his place.
Okay, Let me make you a deal.
Anything!
Give me a moment alone with him. After that, I'll throw you both out the airlock. How does that sound?
I was talking to her in a calm but condescending way, like a parent trying to reason with a child throwing a tantrum. I barely reacted to all of this. It all seemed so surreal since receiving the news that I would be dying soon. Kimiko nodded, tears streaming down her face. She seemed satisfied to hear that she too would die. Kimiko stood in the hallway, waiting for Dai to fulfill the first part of their newly forged deal. Dai spoke to me when she was sure that the captain was far enough away that she wouldn't overhear her.
I told you to use Melody.
I couldn't.
Yeah, well, you've made my life way more difficult than it needs to be. Kimiko cannot lose. She cannot die.
Right. Do you say that? Natürlich. Dining hall now on lockdown. Kimiko beat furiously on the other side of the door, screaming at the top of her lungs.
Die! You promised! Hold on, I'm coming!
The pummeling on the door intensified in frequency and volume, but I knew she was never going to reach me in time.
Sorry, I liked you, but the captain is my #1 priority.
Oxygen levels in the dining hall are reaching critical level. I gasped, no longer able to fill my lungs in a single breath. Became lightheaded, the room shifting and tilting around me like I was in a house of mirrors. Kimiko's passionate banging started to fade. I fought to keep my eyes open, but they were so heavy.
Tisk. I expected so much more from you. Die like a man.
You've died. Sad, isn't it?
Welcome. Today, each round takes half an hour. Within that period,
Warte.
you and a single
Hä? Hä, da ist jetzt ein Fehler drin. Wir sind gesprungen. In der Zeitlinie ist eine weibliche Version von uns gestorben. Deswegen war Kimiko böse auf uns und hat uns mit dem Oxygen-Level getötet. Hä?
If I were in your position.
So, ich wollte... Außerdem, hallo Sim. So, ich wollte jetzt mal... Was passiert, wenn ich Nein sage? Ich wollte es nicht machen, aber müssen wir mal ausprobieren. Kimiko, I don't think I want to be a vampire. Uh-oh. Vampires are more likely to lose. It's just a simple numbers game. Nothing personal. Oh no.
You would rather I lose alone?
Uh-oh. Sorry, but I just have too much left to do here. And I don't want to risk losing everything just for this. Du machst es nicht besser.
You would rather I lose alone?
Warte, mit dem Mausraum kann man zurückgehen? Uff.
You would
Kimiko nodded slowly as he just digested my words.
I understand.
Vollidiot. Thank you, Kimiko. Flinched in reaction to hearing her full name from my lips after I made my promise. Knew I had betrayed her, but I couldn't risk dying and leaving the rest of the crew with little to no hope of ever escaping this predicament. Oh shit. Kimiko stood up and her gaze lingered on my face for a moment before turning and leaving without saying another word. Not long after her departure, we were summoned to the dining hall. For the whole crew already there, waiting outside in the hallway, speaking in hushed voices amongst themselves.
Welcome. Today's the day you all become proud parents, or the undead. Each round takes half an hour. Within that period, you and a single unique partner may enter the dining hall to breed. Once you have bred, please leave the hall so others may use the space. When the round comes to an end, I will announce the birth tally and round 2 will begin. After 3 rounds, the game will come to an end, along with someone's life. I just can't explain how much I love this game. I don't know if it's the death or the breeding, but this game makes me so excited. I'll be waiting inside the dining hall to join you together in your partnerships. Round 1 starts now. Toodles!
I leapt through the wall of the dining hall, scanned the room. Who should I breed with? Before I could make a decision, Shizuka and Katashi approached me.
Hey, deja vu much?
What?
She's referring to the Make 10 game, I think.
Ja, unser erstes Game. I guess this was similar in a way. Trust in people was a vital element to winning.
Katashi and I aren't vampires. Are you?
No, I'm not.
Shall we have a 3-way breed then?
But das geht. What exactly do you mean by that, Shizuka?
Well, if none of us are vampires, why don't we take turns to breed with each other?
Oh, that makes sense. Who can make the most babies?
Exactly. So in round 1, how about you choose which one of us you'll breed with? It will put your mind at ease knowing that we're not playing you as a pair of vampires.
Although I already knew that neither of them was the vampire, it was cute that they had worked so hard to prove that. Sure, that sounds great.
So, who's the lucky participant, big boy?
Fangen wir wieder an. Katashi seemed semi-offended.
I see that you have bested me once again, Shizuka.
Don't be such a sore loser. Come on, I think Beatrix and the captain are just leaving.
I looked over to see Beatrix and Kimiko walk away from the dining hall. Guess it made sense that of all the crew members, Kimiko would choose to sacrifice Beatrix if she were to win. I felt bad for Beatrix though. She clearly had no idea this was happening. Shizuka and I entered the dining hall.
What lovely expecting parents we have here today. Are we looking to procreate or adopt?
We are here to make us 2 glorious, point-filled babies.
Shizuka, you don't have to make this weird. That's my job.
Giggled at this interaction as we followed her instructions, placing our hands on our terminals, cementing our relationship.
Congratulations! I really hope the children take after him in the looks department.
Ouch.
Hey!
Barely containing a snort of laughter, we returned to the hallway. Quickly we joined Katashi, who looked ecstatic to see us.
All done?
Yep.
Wonderful. We have about 10 minutes before the round is over. Shall we grab some snacks to share with everyone?
Oh, gosh, yes!
Die haben eine gute Stimmung.
Well, it's going to be someone's last meal, so I think it only fair that we make it a good one.
Irgendwas passiert ja doch, oder? We both nodded in agreement, and we hurried to the kitchen to grab some food for the crew and make it back in time to distribute it to everyone. We returned with a few minutes to spare, crediting enough cake for everyone 3 times over. Nochmal kurz kurz weg. Schon besser. Returned with a few minutes to spare, creating enough cake for everyone 3 times over. Melody hurtled toward us. I couldn't fault her enthusiasm. Katashi's cakes were worth dying for. That sounded worse when I realized that soon. That would be very true. I handed pieces out, first to Melody and then to Nicholas. Shizuka and Katashi distributed some to Beatrix and the captain. Did you read this round, Nicholas?
Oh, yes. I went with Melody. Beatrix and I had to be sure that we could protect her. We opted to not breed together in the first round, just in case.
The unfairness of the situation wasn't lost on me. The Vogels were trying their best to protect Melody, and yet they were the ones being thrown under the bus by the captain. They appeared, interrupting any further thoughts.
Thank you all for participating in Vampire Children. Here are the results of round 1. Ta-da!
So results were pretty much what I expected them to be. Few human babies were created, 1 vampire child was created. Total human babies, 4. Vampire children, 1.
Round 2 starts now!
They disappeared as we worked out our next plan of attack. Shizuka, Kantashi and I turned to each other to begin discussing this round when Melody approached us.
Monkey, I wanna go with you.
Nicholas was close behind her.
Melody, you need to go with Beatrix.
Oops.
But I don't wanna go with Beatrix.
Tisk.
Stupid Tisk. Nicholas tried his best to remain calm as he spoke to Melody through gritted teeth.
What about if you go with Monkey next round after Beatrix?
No! I wanna go with Monkey now!
She wouldn't be swayed by anything that he said. Nicholas pulled me aside, looking desperate.
Swear to me on your life that you are not the vampire. Promise me right here and now.
Nicholas, I'm not the vampire. Nicholas sighed with a mixture of relief and exhaustion.
Very well. Could I ask you to please partner with Melody this round? I will make her go with Beatrix next time.
And if she should partner with Beatrix, she would become a vampire. Perhaps going with her now would be the best course of action to ensure that she would not be in danger of being short of points. I nodded at Nicholas, who smiled back in response before turning to Melody. Melody?
Melody, I will make you a deal. You can go with him this round. Next round, you have to go with Beatrix, okay?
Melody's face lit up like he had told her that she could have a birthday earlier this year. I promise.
Very well.
I took Melody's hand and led her to the dining hall, where Dai was waiting in the same spot as last time.
Wow! Cradle snatcher much?
Ouch.
Monkey and I are making a baby together.
Dieses Gesicht so. Es judged mich einfach.
Aw, that's nice for you both.
Dai's hologram reached over to pinch Melody's cheeks before turning to me.
Seriously, you could have this whenever you wanted, and you choose her instead.
Dai pointed to herself with a look of dismay. Let's just get on with this, Dai.
Fine. Please place your hands on the terminals to consummate your union.
Will FBI open up? Both did so, Melody beaming at me as she did. We headed out, passing the captain and Nicholas as they entered. 5 minutes later, the captain and Nicholas rejoined the rest of the group, completing the round.
Thank you again for another thrilling round. I will now display the results after round 2.
The results were displayed, and again, as expected. 2 human babies created, 2 vampire children created. Total human babies, 6. Vampire children, 3.
Which starts now.
Wir wissen gerade nicht, mit Beatrix gebreedet hat. Oder?
I will thank you.
Okay, wir wissen nicht, mit wem Beatrix.
Which starts now.
Melody went calmly with Beatrix as promised. The door closed behind the 2 of them as Beatrix went in with her to claim another vampiric victim. Her group of Shizuka and Katashi were still happy to complete our initial plan.
Katashi and I paired up last round, and you went with me in round 1. So now you can team up with Katashi this round, and I can go with Nicholas, perhaps?
We were not in agreement. We waited outside the dining hall as Katashi, Shizuka spoke to Nicholas about teaming up. A few minutes passed until Beatrix and Melody were done inside, allowing us to enter.
Better late than never. Sheesh.
We're simply fashionably late.
Whatever makes you feel better about your tardiness.
Place our hands on the terminals as before, then back into the hallway we went. By my count, I should have 3 babies. Should definitely be enough to save me. 15 minutes later, the game came to a close. So, jetzt bin ich gespannt, was passiert. Entweder verliert wieder Captain und sie sagt, jemand anderes verliert. Oder es hat wirklich genug Vampire sind gekommen. Dann stirbt Beatrix. They appeared looking exceedingly pleased with herself.
I can't explain how exciting this game was for me. Watching you all sneak behind each other's backs. Betrayal at every turn. Bravo, everyone! Nothing less than what I expected from you humans. No need to keep you all in suspense. Time to announce the final count. The results. 6 human babies created. 6 vampire children created.
Oh, unentschieden. Wait, how was that possible?
That's right, folks. In a huge upset, it looks like the vampires win. Vampires win.
The Vampires?
Glad your ears work.
Sie hat jemanden anderen, ist mit jemand anderes gepartnert? There were 2 vampires.
Indeed there were.
Kimiko and Beatrix worked together?
They did, but Beatrix was not the vampire.
Oh no. Wait, I saw Beatrix and Kimiko leave the dining hall together.
Afraid not, sailor. We simply walked from that direction. You assumed that we bred.
You didn't?
Nope. In fact, I bred with Nicholas in round 1.
Es war ja klar, du broke on.
Sorry.
Day, what's the final individual score? Oh no.
Here is the final individual count.
I looked at the scores. I had a fewest amount of children, equal with Katashi. I tied for last with Katashi.
You did, but given that I only need to execute 1, I will allow the original vampire to choose which of you will be executed.
Oh, 9.
Mother vampire?
What? But who was your Clyde? The crew all turned to me. Alter. Da haben die 5D-Schach mit uns gespielt. Sag, die wussten alle, dass jeder Vampir war. Und sie wollten. Oh Gott.
I'm a vampire. Rawr!
Oh shit. You risked Melody.
There was never a risk. The crew all pulled together and we decided to sacrifice you instead.
Oh Junge.
We all worked together, willingly becoming vampires.
Just to kill me?
Betrayal hurts, does it not? Take solace in knowing it will not hurt for much longer.
Naja, das ist verdient. Das ist outrageous.
You broke the captain's heart. It's no more or less than you deserve, in my estimation.
Katashi and Nicholas both grabbed me by the scruff of my shirt and dragged me in the direction of the shuttle bay. Okay, wie gesagt, das Ende ist ja noch schlimmer. Did I do something here? This is how the game works?
You want me to help you?
Yes.
I watched the captain pour her heart out to you. And you threw her aside to save your own wretched skin.
Isn't that what you wanted?
Betraying each other is one thing, but betraying your true love, that's cold.
What do I care? Don't you know what love feels like?
I'm quite the romantic, I'll have you know.
Katashi and Nicholas threw me to the airlock room floor, knocking the air out of my lungs. I heard the locking mechanism slide shut behind me. What about the wheel of fatality? What about your grand executions?
A word of advice for your next life, if there is such a thing. In life, what you have, what you receive, is always what you deserve.
What's that supposed to mean?
Die, please. Empty out the trash.
Yikes.
Anything for you, Captain.
Naja, wir haben es echt verdient. Before I could think of a last futile retort, the outer airlock doors blew open and I was ripped out into open space. My mind filled with regret, just as my lungs emptied. You've died. So. Also, das macht mir jetzt... Ja. So. Ich dachte eigentlich an... Gehen wir jetzt nochmal irgendwo... Gehen wir nochmal an Override. So. An dem Punkt habe ich eigentlich gedacht, dass wir jetzt eigentlich genug Dings haben. Genug Wörter. Das Einzige, was wir aber bekommen haben, war zwei Wörter. Aspera und Per. Es sind 5 Wörter. Ich denke, es ist das Motto plus dem Spitznamen von Kimiko. Das müssen wir jetzt mal ausprobieren. Dazu können wir kurz... Hier. Das Game wollte, dass wir das alles lower sensitive machen. Und... Da. Ad Astra, Per, Aspera. Ich habe den richtig aufgeschrieben. Okay. Ja. Input not recognized. Okay, jetzt bin ich ein bisschen überfragt. Können wir uns nochmal kurz die Sequenz angucken. So, wir drücken den Knopf. Und jetzt sind wir auf der anderen Zeitlinie.
Hey, wake up! Do you want to make us late and kill us all?
Begrudgingly opened my eyes. I felt like I had been hit by a truck and my head was killing me. Huh?
Seriously? You were so lazy.
I opened my eyes to see Beatrix and another woman standing over me. Beatrix?
No, it's Santa.
Does that make me Mrs. Claus?
Sure, Bonnie. You're Mrs. Claus.
Dibs on eating all the food left out for you, though.
No. We are a partnership and it's a 50-50 arrangement.
Very well. I do look pretty good in red.
Don't we all?
What is happening? Bonnie, who are you?
Mrs. Claus? Do you not listen?
Where am I?
The Everett? Like you have been since your birth? What is wrong with you?
Maybe he drank too much last night.
Sat up and tried to understand what was happening here. Wait, I never left the Everett?
Leave? To go where? We were born on this ship, and we will die on this ship.
The deletion game? That never happened?
Are you messing with us?
Please tell me you don't know what a deletion game is.
No can do, Sailor. In fact, that is why you have to get up. We're going to be late and Dai's going to kill us all if we are.
But I don't know what the game is.
None of us do. How would we? We'll find out shortly, like usual.
We haven't stopped die.
Nope, afraid not. We only have one of the pieces of the deactivation code.
You have a piece? Bonnie and Beatrix looked at each other with more confusion.
You're the one who worked out the deactivation code is made up of 5 words and that one of the clue pieces is per.
Hier, 5 words, per. Das andere ist Astra. I did?
Yep. Now, can you and your amnesia hurry up, or none of us will live to see die deactivated?
Right, yes, of course.
See you in the dining hall. Let's go, Mrs. Claus.
Oh, Santa.
Beatrix and Bonnie left Bonnie left my room, where I stood stunned with my headache for a moment. Round of the deletion game. But what was the game? Made my way to the dining hall, where I saw the crew. Sauter was there and some of the crew, but so were some other faces I didn't recognize. 8 of us in total.
Ah, good morning. Lazy and the last to arrive as usual.
Good morning, Di. It's nice to see another familiar face.
Strangely positive this morning. And weird acting.
Weird is right. He didn't even know who I was when I woke him up.
Really? Well, I guess I would want to forget who you are too.
Not nice, Di. I thought we were friends.
Bonnie jokingly pouted at Di.
We are. Friends make jokes, promise.
Bonnie looked up at Di and made a laugh heart shape out of her hands.
All right, now on to the main event. Today's deletion game is called Guess What Number Di is Thinking of?
Wait, really?
Why? What's wrong with that?
I guess I was expecting something a little more inventive. Di seemed shocked at my statement, almost like what I just said was absurd. What are the rules then?
I thought Guess What Number I'm Thinking of was pretty straightforward.
So, there's no video, no elaborate set of rules, just pick a number? Di seemed visibly irritated.
Congratulations! You have volunteered to go first.
Tja, but no,
Pick a number between 0 to 10. Go!
Di's demeanor changed to that of a devil, and her voice echoed throughout the ship with irritation.
I said pick!
4.
Bzz, wrong!
Aw. What number was it?
I'm not telling you. The others still need to guess. But first, I must see you out.
What do you mean?
Please come this way, good sir, so I can eject you out of the ship.
What? The game isn't over.
It is for you.
Before I could say another word, I was being firmly escorted to the docking bay, to the airlock with hands holding me on either side. My escorts let me go as they pushed me towards the airlock section.
It has been nice knowing you. Toodles!
Airlock in the docking bay opening. How did this happen? How could I have failed? Still I needed to save everyone. I needed to save Beatrix. Beatrix, I'm sorry. As the airlock opened, I felt a fierce suction on my body, but only for a moment before everything turned to black. You've died. Toodles! So. So, hier war der andere Code. So, dann versuchen wir nochmal. Was ist, wenn ich Kimi zuerst schreibe? Macht das was anderes?
Quick. She died. The deactivation code is 5 words in length. You always.
Okay. Also hier gibt es den Fanservice, aber nicht in den anderen Routen?
What am I doing? You're in my room, you pervert. Just get out. Sheesh. Can't a girl get a little privacy?
So. Ich bin jetzt ein bisschen überfragt. Also. Prolog. Das erste Spiel. Entweder sterben wir oder Sora. Sora ist das Richtige. Dann gehen wir in Chapter 1 weiter. Ich glaube, hier kann man noch sterben, wenn man zu allen ein Arschloch ist. Und bei dem Schiff versenken kann man auch noch verlieren. Oder die 3 anderen. Dann kann ich hier noch bei Bidding Ones einmal sterben. Ansonsten brauche ich überall den Code. Ist jetzt wirklich mein Problem, dass ich vermute mal, dass ich die anderen 2 Codewörter aus dem weiblichen Playthrough brauche. Ich glaube, für heute werde ich mal den Stream hier aufhören. Und ich weiß nicht, soll ich gucken, wie man in die Codes kommt, oder? Oder ich frage Chat später. Naja. Ich würde jetzt erstmal sagen, dass wir hier speichern und dann beim nächsten Mal hier weitermachen. Okay. So. Dann bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss, tschüss.